What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcos. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still on the stars with the show, and till then it's half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof of my life, better more than no proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what? What is this car like another city? The driver's side fly, go see a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. So YouTube review for friends. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. It's Stanley Cup night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
It's Stanley Cup night. We have waited long enough. Tonight,
5 days.
we're back at it. Our cats are back on the ice tonight, baby. We have taken the road to repeat. Brought to you by our friends over at Celsius. All season long. Last stop, end of the line, the Stanley Cup Final. This is exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Cats, oil, tonight. Right here on WQAM, of course. How you feeling, Leroy?
Feeling good.
Feeling blue?
Tone.
It's still there. I was just a little surprised.
Yeah. What?
You were dead set on it being gone yesterday.
Because here's the deal. So as I was shaving, I looked at the roots and I'm like, look, it's the gray's coming back in. So I only got a couple of weeks of this and I'm back.
Oh, so you let it grow out
Instead of cutting it off and waiting months for it to grow back.
Legitimately going to look like Papa Smurf by the end of this thing.
Wow. It'll look like a one of those popsicles, but you ate
I just want you to know, like, your last chance is before puck drop, because when the Cats win tonight, you're stuck with that puppy till they raise the cup.
Oh yeah.
So make your decision before puck drop and send us a selfie for proof, because I don't want to come here tomorrow. We win a game with you with a blue beard, and then on Friday you're deciding I don't want it anymore.
Well, our hair specialist, Jennifer, said it'll probably go away as you wash it. I've been scrubbing the crap out of it.
Man.
Oh, man. All right, so let's get to our headlines here, which are brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai models and inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Good news, Miami Marlins got a pretty good start from Sandy Alcantara yesterday. The bad news is they've lost 2 out of 3 to the Rockies, which, holy crap.
Wow.
Prospects!
Holy smokes.
They'll try to avoid the sweep in a mere 2 hours from
Is this the equivalent to getting beat by Middle Tennessee State?
Maybe worse.
Yeah. No, this has to be worse. No,
because you can tell me Middle Tennessee State, like, I don't know if they beat the Canes 2 out of 3. Didn't they go on and they had worse losses as the season went on?
Yeah.
The Marlins potentially getting swept by a historically bad team.
Yeah.
For shame.
Not good.
For shame.
Not great. Not great.
Bendix and Shermanator and Clayton McCullough. That's on you too, dude. No honeymoon phase for you.
I don't think Bruce Sherman is good at this owning thing. That's my hot take.
Oh, you don't think, Marcos? Why? Because he spent all off season touting how he had the second biggest weight room in all of baseball?
Come on. Look at us.
Imagine it's like the CEO of Burger could be like, hey, listen, we have the second biggest burger joint. Not bad. It's like, all right, not bad, but you don't say it. Just say you have one of the biggest. Yeah. I don't know what you're doing there, Shermanator.
Not good.
I'll tell you what you weren't doing. I guess lifting enough of those weights because you just got beat by a minor league team. Good God. Anyway. How many people do you think it's got to be a camp day? Yeah, like you got to think today's a camp day.
Not
right?
yet. School just ended. Soon? Last day of school was yesterday.
Oh boy,
camp doesn't start till like a couple of weeks or next week.
You think you can hand count today's crowd?
Yeah. We could do it like roll call. Seat 25A here.
Yeah, picture.
Yeah. Oh, no. So there's been some viral ones. I mean, like, I almost become numb to Marlins attendance pictures at this point, but you really do wonder, like, Tuesday, it's legitimately a Tuesday against the Rockies. Like, what does that look like? Yeah, it looks like what you think it looks like.
My problem is
family and friends.
Is when you go through stuff like this, please don't tell me the reason why you're not spending money is because of attendance, right? You can't have it both ways.
What a time. Anyway, so there's that. The New York Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau yesterday.
Whoa, I was shocked about that.
Can I just say this? That, Tobin, you've known me as long as we've been doing this show and not longer.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing everybody gets mad at me about is me saying be patient. Because the sign of a bad organization is constant change. And you can't expect your fan base to be patient with what you're doing when you're not being patient. A coach just got you to a place you haven't been in 20 plus years. And that's not enough. And I would say, then what is? What is enough?
What is, and who do you think is going to get you over the top?
You were in the Final Four, and nobody thought you would get there.
Right.
So I would say a majority of fans, because guess what? The Knicks winning the championship portion of this postseason only happened after they beat Boston. And then everybody started talking, and it wasn't because of the Knicks, it was because of Boston. And now you're like, oh, that wasn't good enough. Well, nobody in basketball had you getting past Boston. So who gets the credit for that? Who gets the credit for exceeding what everybody in basketball thought, right? Oh, they'll give them a nice little run, but they won't win. And you get nervous, you start making changes, and then what happens is, because of no continuity, the team digresses. And now you're making another move in another 2 years, and now you're back to where all bad organizations are, and that is scrambling, making a bunch of changes, and not having any kind of normality going on in your organization.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know what they hope to get that's better than him, because looking at the landscape or the reports, they're saying like, oh, they're going to go after like Ime Udoka, and it's like, why would Ime Udoka leave to go to the Knicks? I don't really understand that. And that's your plan? Your plan is to sway another coach because you're the Knicks? Like, I don't know, man.
That's, you know what? We fell for that a little bit down here. Pat Riley thought with free agents, I just put the rings on the table and I'm good.
Yeah, but Pat Riley also got LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. It's earned arrogance.
No, I'm not. Again, I'm not saying that it's good or bad. I'm saying that it eventually got to the point where that wasn't good enough. Now, as far as the Knicks are concerned, you can throw out the Mecca all you want. At some point, everybody's looking at your organization and how you do things and say, I don't care if it's the Mecca. I don't want no part of that. And that's where they are now.
Some of them are snooping around Spo too. I saw some tweets.
I will say we are the only ones so loyal to our coach. How many playoff teams got rid of their coach? And look at us.
No, the Heat have a different set of loyalty right now than any other organization. But they also just gave Erik Spoelstra an 8-year extension last year.
But here's the deal, Marcos. Here's the deal, Marcos. You know what? Everybody in Pittsburgh is not a fan of Mike Tomlin. But the organization supports him. And they've always supported their coach. And they don't make drastic changes. And they don't do that. So when you're dealing with either the Miami Heat, when you're dealing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's a couple of things you know to be true. That if you're in that organization, you're going to get maximum support to do what you need to do to win basketball games. And everybody's gotten that flexibility, and everybody's gotten the support of Pat Riley and the organization. Same thing in Pittsburgh. If teams don't start treating the organization that way, how do you expect the fans to be patient?
Why don't we do what the Celtics did? Just kick old buddy upstairs, win a championship the next year.
They didn't win a championship the next year. They hired a coach who got embroiled in scandal for bumping uglies with somebody in the front office, then had to dismiss him unceremoniously, and then just hired the guy behind him, who was basically led all the way by Al Horford. And then that didn't work. And then the next year he won the championship.
Wow.
Al Horford was coaching the team.
He was coaching that team, dude.
It's pretty amazing, Frog Boy, that in 2 years you have absolutely forgot everything that happened to make your point.
It just happened.
Okay. But if you think about it,
we did think about it, and you were way off.
In 2 years, we can win a championship if we follow my game plan.
And who's going to be the coach?
Chris Quinn.
So and then let me get this straight.
He bumps uglies.
Hold on.
And then Ron Butler takes over.
Hold on. Let me get this straight.
We need an Astron.
Hold on.
Right now.
I want to understand you.
Yes. Okay.
So you're telling me that you think Chris Quinn is a better coach than Erik Spoelstra?
All time or right now?
Right now.
Yeah.
He has no idea. He has no
idea.
You literally have no idea
because
what he can do as a coach.
Marcos, here's what
I like Chris Quinn. I like Chris Quinn. Everybody respects Chris Quinn, but you have no idea.
Does he know how many times?
Marcos, let me say this. Right? Sports is crazy in that we pick and choose when to use a player or a coach's bona fides, that is what he's done in the past, versus what he can do for us in the future. Now, Erik Spoelstra has been, if not the best, one of the best coaches in the NBA for a very long time.
He was named top 15 all time.
Right. And he has a bad year. He had a bad year for whatever reason. Okay. I'm not going to get into, because before he's a coach, he's a human. So I'm not going to get into all that. But for you to sit here and say that this man does not deserve an opportunity to turn it around and correct those boneheaded mistakes, and he hasn't earned the right to be able to stick it out for another couple of years, not even talking about the contract, then, man, who are you a fan of?
It seems
who's your loyalties with?
Well, I think the question now, Leroy, because coaching is like, whatever we want to think, coaching in the NBA is definitely at this weird crossroads, because even the guys who win championships, it doesn't buy them anything anymore. With certain
organizations. Miami Heat.
Okay,
only
I understand, but I think there is a bit of a question on, like, everybody respects the way that the Heat do things, but like, is there loyalty to a fault? Is there a chance of not growing? Is there any of that type of stuff? Now, I'm not here saying fire Spoelstra this year. I believe in Erik Spoelstra more than any other coach in the league, but I think it is a wonder right now, because he plays by those rules. What is there a place where like he would ever be on thin ice with the Heat? It would probably have to be like 2 more seasons like this where they truly feel like he's underperforming, because Riley did call him out somewhat, but I think that they always are going to trust that guy's going to get it right more so than some other person, unless he was just completely burnt out.
I would say this. He don't need 2 years, right? If I see the same things that happened last year again this year, then we need to have that conversation. Because that means, listen.
Oh, so you're not calling Frog Boy wrong, just early.
No, I'm just saying.
No, it's not that.
From saying
wait. Here's what I'm saying.
1 season away.
No, 1 season, right, is not going to make or break me with a coach or a player, right? If it was a little off. But when you do it again and say he has some of the same things happen again, that means now we got to look deeper into it. And that's all I'm saying is that I do the same thing with players. You know me. I'm the same way with players. Like, yeah, man, in life, you're going to have bad moments. But only an athlete gets judged. Like, his life is determined by those couple of bad moments. And I'm not going to do that. Erik Spoelstra had some oopsies during the course of the season.
He did. It was also an unprecedented season with your star like just detonating the season in the middle of the year.
Yeah, Marcos, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You've been on Spo all year. How much of that is with the whole situation that occurred with Jimmy Butler?
No, it was chaotic. But last year wasn't chaotic, and he was an 8th seed. And the year before that wasn't chaotic, and he was in the play-in.
And here's why. Okay.
You're just gonna ignore the part though, the 2 years ago where they made the finals though. Like you take that off his resume.
This is the thing though. Leroy, when's the last time Aaron Rodgers won a championship?
2011.
When's the last time the Miami Heat won a championship?
14?
13.
After
when's the last time Aaron Rodgers went to the championship?
Well, he was in the
When did he go to the championship? Because he's also been a notorious playoff choker plenty of times with 1 seeds.
I'm not saying
wait. Let's get back.
No. When did he get there though?
Since we started with Aaron Rodgers, now all of a sudden to make your Heat point, you're going to say the stuff I've been saying for the last 2 years.
After what time does it wear off? Does that championship? Oh, thanks, buddy.
It wore off.
Aaron Rodgers, it wore off, but Erik Spoelstra, it has to remain for as long as he wanted to.
Doesn't he have 3 championships? Where he won 2 as a head coach?
We're just going to count head coach. He has 2.
He's been to 5.
To 6.
He's been to 6. So let me ask you this: who else is going to do that? Because I'm gonna go in the NBA. Nobody has.
I don't know, but that's what he's done. We keep talking about what he's done.
But
he's
again,
doing
here.
It's
Marcos,
him and my rookies.
Marcos,
giving me a play-in team.
Marcos, what do you think got them through some of these terrible times and got them to the finals and got them?
This isn't even like the fun. This isn't even the fun part of the argument either. Like what you really should do, Marcos, because your idea is stupid, is be like, who's this? Hey, it's James Dolan from the New York Knicks. What is it going to take for us to trade for Erik Spoelstra?
Hey, there you go again. Hey, a couple of years ago, you had Spo in was it Portland?
Sportland.
That
was for Dame, though. That was for Dame.
How'd that
Peak
work
of Powers Dame. That was pre Achilles Dame. That was like 27-year-old Dame. Genius idea. July sports talk.
Spo to the Knicks? That's disgusting. See, that's more
No,
slander.
I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, there might be something for it.
Marcos.
I'm trying to promote the man.
Is it more disgusting than Pat Riley leaving the Knicks and coming here?
Yeah, what if Erik Spoelstra, like what if Erik Spoelstra said, "Oh, Pat Riley, I'm burnt out, me," and he faxes his resignation to the Heat. A complete heel turn from Erik Spoelstra. And it's like, it goes, "Oh, okay, Godfather, you think I'm burnt out? Watch me be burnt out." And what if we have a full circle moment? Spo the Rat goes up to New York. And he starts kissing at the Kaseya Center. He says, "Oh, you didn't appreciate me? Mwah, mwah, mwah."
He first of all, he'd be doing it to one person. Not gonna mention any names. Vamos Gatos.
What? Wait. That's a cool heel turn though. From the Godfather to Spoface. Look at that. He's just in front of MSG. Just
like we already have last year. You claiming a Pat Riley press conference ended a relationship with the Miami Heat. What if this year it also ended his relationship with Erik Spoelstra? And Spo's like, and what if like they know this entire time? Like Spo is often, and he was like sitting in Hawaii, and he got a call, and he goes, because there was buzz that this was apparently like there was Tibbs firing fodder in the first round when they were even with the Pistons.
Wow.
You know, what if some breadcrumbs were laid? And he's like, "Oh, Pat Riley said, what about me?
What did he say?"
And then all of a sudden he's like, "Guess what? I'm gonna do the reverse Pat the reverse rat. I'm going to New York." And then Erik Spoelstra, he's like back on the scene in New York, and he's treated like a god instead of besmirched like rats like you on the radio, Marcos, who want to kick him upstairs. So then he gets some appreciation at some radio host at WFAN.
What?
I just wonder.
Just painting a scenario.
I just wonder, Marcos. I just wonder, like, how many bad moments do you think Erik Spoelstra has had in his illustrious coaching career, where you can go and say, "Ooh, it was just this past year"?
No way.
Right?
No.
Really?
Again, this is a team that has been an 8th seed for 3 years.
Okay. Wait. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Should they have been better with the talent they had?
I think they should have been better than an 8th seed. Yeah.
Well,
I think
how are you going to be higher than an 8th seed when your star only plays in 75% of the games?
Technically, they were a 10 seed.
Look at that. Even worse.
You understand what I'm saying? The circumstances around it, like, it's easy to open up the stat sheet and say, "Oh, this is what they were the last 3 years." Okay. Are you talking about the injuries? Are you talking about going to certain places and playing with 8 men? Are you talking about all the things that had to happen in the last 2 or 3 years that Spo had to get this team through because either 1 star or 2 stars were out? Does that not count?
I think he's partially to blame for that. I think had he complained more, we would have potentially got Jimmy Butler, another partner, because he's always injured. But instead, we have enough. We have enough. Front office is like, "Oh, well, we have enough. Then Spo says we have enough. Who's going to question Spo?"
So you're telling me. I'm curious, and this is where So you're telling me,
yeah,
that if Erik Spoelstra wasn't the coach for the Miami Heat and somebody else was, this team would have done better in the last 4 years?
Yes.
So you think they would have
100% wrong?
You think that if Chris Quinn was the coach, they would have beaten the Nuggets?
No, they probably wouldn't even made it to the Nuggets. But remember, making it to the Nuggets is part of what has held this franchise back, because we always think we can do it from the 10th seed because we did it that one time. Had we not done that,
5 seed in the finals right now.
Had we not done that, there would have been some change in this building. And what did Pat Riley say is the highest form of sanity?
He said change.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here from 10 to 2.
Nick T says Tobin is making some Love Island plot for Spo. Leave Spo alone, Tobin. Love Island premiered last night. Oh, what a time to be alive. Back after this.
WQAM.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. We're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, the channel Miami 560, WQAM. The Heat, they have the 20th pick, and fans can attend a draft party in person at the Kaseya Center on June 25th. The event will feature immersive activities, including shots on the court, exclusive photo opportunities, appearances by Heat legends, live entertainment from Heat talent, and more. To RSVP, visit heat.com/draft party. We'll be broadcasting live that night, myself and Solana. So check that out. I've been told we're going to get some good guests for that show as well. Although I am just getting a notification. It says, Frogboy, your invitation's been rescinded.
Come on, dude.
You're not allowed in the building, dude. Sorry.
I'm an insider.
You're not an insider at all.
I'm an insider.
Humble.
You just canceled the franchise.
I did not cancel the franchise. Don't throw this back on me.
Oh, you totally did.
Don't you throw it back on me.
You're the only one with the history of wrecking things.
I didn't wreck anything.
I'm just trying to promote my boy.
Okay.
Get him a little more rest. He's tired.
He's not. Well, maybe he is tired. I don't know, but maybe the summer will do him well. Humble and Kind said Froggy took us into another dimension with his Chris Quinn take.
Yeah, got deeper. We went another layer. I somehow had him bumping uglies with the front office person and Caron Butler taking over. It was great.
Okay, but that's a terrible idea.
It worked for the Celtics.
I mean, dude, what are you doing?
I mean, you basically with the Celtics, you basically handed over a Lamborghini. That's not this here.
A Lamborghini, by the way, he burnt it out in 2 years because all he kept doing was going 200 miles an hour, and the tread burned off because they started missing threes.
Yep.
How did the genius wear off of Missoula?
Yeah.
How did they crack this code? Oh man. Anyway, we got that coming on up for you. So check that on out. We do have to reset because Frogboy was an idiot and kept arguing about Erik Spoelstra too long. But we'll take a break. We'll get on over to the task at hand tonight on the ice. Let me tell you something. If you want the Goosies, you're going to want to be listening because Aaron Ekblad is a good boy. That's next. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy get to the road to repeat here. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
If you want to be all revved up tonight for game one, have a couple of Celsius on ice before we get to that puck drop, ladies and gentlemen, because we are in for it now. It is time. Third straight Stanley Cup Final. The Cats with a chance to repeat. A rematch of last year. It is Goosies on top of Goosies on top of Goosies on top of Goosies. If you're not goosed up, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You might be a corpse. I mean, this is crazy.
So, question.
Yeah.
Because I feel anxious, nervous, right? Not because I don't think the Panthers can do it, but sports is sports.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm just a little anxious and nervous to get
Sounds
it started.
like you have no faith in the Cats.
No, I didn't. I started off by saying that wasn't the case.
It doesn't sound like faith.
Like, it's the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm just keeping it real.
What's to keep real?
That's going to be tough.
Will it? Or is this what we're being told? Are we being fed lies?
I'm not
we're being fed. We're being fed Canadian hope.
You get fed it. I don't get fed anything.
Like, yeah, but you're kind of like you're almost like on a lazy river of we'll see what happens.
No. I'm not.
See, like
what part of what I said gives you that impression?
I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't? Why do you have anxiousness? Like, let's go, dude.
Anxiousness. I'm ready for it to start. Like I'm just like excited for it to get going. I'm not one of those guys that goes into a game is like, oh no, we're gonna dominate them when I know it's gonna be tough.
Sounds like you got squeaky cheeks.
No, I don't have squeaky.
Your cheeks should be relaxed.
I think it's you.
You think it's me making your mood like this?
I think it's just you, like, when you go Cats and 5 and this and that and whatever.
I think that's just your natural instinct to buck against takes.
No, it's not that I'm bucking against takes, and it's not like I don't have faith in the Panthers. Not one bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the games very rarely, even if they end the way you want to, go the way they're playing. And so the anxiousness and nervousness is centered around, those things, not around whether I think the Panthers are going to win.
Yeah, but rare are the times we've seen them over the last 2 to 3 weeks where they haven't gone as planned.
Except when they started 0-2.
Yeah, that was probably 3 weeks ago.
Right. So who has now? I'm going to ask you this, and don't be you for once.
How about don't be you? You're being a downer on game day, dude.
No, I'm not.
Let's come on. Can we get it revved up a little bit here, dude? It's cat fever day.
I am revved up.
You're like dry sidle.
I did not. And there, it has nothing to do with who they're playing.
Okay.
It just has to do with it being the Stanley Cup Finals.
I'm aware.
Okay. All right.
Been there, done that. Sorry, very mature.
I mean, part of your issue is how can you say been there, done that when you just said we're keeping Spo based on what he's done?
I'm not going to bog down this segment with more Spo talk.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to say the Cats have been here before. This is business as usual. They're waiting to just drop those 4 last little pucks in their thing.
I just think rare are the times we have not seen the Cats dictate the terms of a series. It's like
that's true, and they wear you down. I'm very familiar with that. It still doesn't mean that you can't have like just nervous energy going into it. That doesn't mean you have doubt. That doesn't mean you have.
I think they're gonna smash their face in, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I really do.
You think they're gonna do them what they did? What happened to Carolina?
I think Edmonton's in for a reckoning. That's what I think. I think everybody thinks they're going to a coronation, and what they're walking into is the red wedding.
Oh!
That's what I think they're going into. I think that's what they all think. They think that their sweet hockey prince is about to get a crown when he's about to get a dagger. It just is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think you even have to fake it with this team. That's how they play.
Right.
They're sitting here, every which way they'll beat your face in. Their defense deep. Ekblad, Seth Jones, Meeksy. I mean, come on, the Condor, the polar bear, whatever the hell you want to call them. And did you hear Aaron Ekblad yesterday? Did you hear Aaron Ekblad yesterday?
Why don't you play it for us?
This guy, this is why he's a good boy, okay? If you ever doubted that Aaron Ekblad was a good boy, now his agent probably wants to kill him, but he's a good boy. Aaron Ekblad yesterday was asked about his upcoming free agency. Listen to what this guy had to say about the damn Florida Panthers.
This season, obviously, a thought one way or another has obviously come into my mind, but at the end of the day, we'll see the way it plays out, and everybody knows where I stand.
Does it become stressful? I mean, sometimes we all take it even for granted when we write about free agents, and we forget that there is a human component from the guy that was drafted, first and been there forever.
Yeah. Listen, this team, I live and breathe for the Florida Panthers. I bleed for the Florida Panthers. I've given my body and everything to this team, and I want to keep doing it forever, for as long as they'll let me come to the rink.
Wow.
Come on, guys. What are we doing? Wow! What are we doing here, baby? What are we doing here?
Can I just... That is a good boy right there.
Yeah. You sure with that action there, you don't need me to call up Diggs?
Yeah. What's that thing called? What's the pink cocaine?
2C.
That's cat's cocaine.
Yeah.
That's cat's cocaine, or that's catnip. That is I love that guy.
Big rain's falling.
This guy sits there. He'll shut your ass down. He'll score clutch goals. He'll punch you right in the snot box for messing with his best friend. And you have the audacity, and I mean the audacity, to think this man cheated the game. No, you're cheating yourselves if you think that Aaron Ekblad is anything but a sweet prince and handsome.
What do you think his agent said when he saw that?
He's like, "You dummy.
What are you doing?"
It doesn't.
Doing, Aaron?
I mean, saying you really want to be here has nothing to do with contract,
Doesn't matter. No agent wants that on the record.
Saying he really wants to be here?
No, that he bleeds for the Panthers. He goes, "No, you're supposed to bleed green." They got Toronto on the other line.
I look at it the other way. When a guy says that, how does the team look letting him walk?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he put the Panthers on the spot.
No, you don't. You're being. This is contrarian road to repeat for you.
No, listen. At the end of the day, if you're an organization, the last thing you want is your franchise player saying, "I wanted to be here. They didn't want to pay me." Right?
Yeah.
So you throw the part of that out there that says you really want to be here and you bleed Panthers and then go from there. I don't think he said anything wrong.
Nobody said he said anything wrong.
No, I'm saying his agent. I don't think his agent will be pissed.
Oh, his agent doesn't like that.
Really? Why?
No.
What should he have said, Tobin?
What should he have said? He should have said what he exactly said. If I'm his agent, I'm going to be like, "You knucklehead."
Why?
That's an inside thought. Sergei Bobrovsky, this is what he had to say on taking on those so-called stars, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid.
Well, they obviously they are top forwards. They bring a good challenge, and it's going to be it makes it interesting for sure. Every team has their their stars. You know, they bring different challenge, and so here's as well. They're gonna bring some. They're gonna make some good plays, some great plays. You know, it's a hockey, it's a game. So we're just excited about to play.
That man's full cost. No fear between the pipes. Cats get going tonight. 8:00 is your puck drop. Of course, you can hear that game right here on 560 WQAM. Take a break. Howard Tua, Dolphins, OTAs. Back after this.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy. Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to headlines. Brought to you by Doral Hyundai. Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory like the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. The Dolphins OTA'd so hard yesterday.
What exactly does that mean?
What do you think that means? They OTA'd so hard yesterday. I mean, like they organized team activities harder than maybe they have ever because they played in the elements.
Oh, we thought it was going to be an inside day.
I thought it was. You know what? Maybe Mike McDaniel's changing things around Dolphins land.
Stop.
That's what I'm talking
Changing
about.
things around Dolphins land. Played in the rain yesterday. And you want to know what they said, Frog Boy?
What'd they say?
Leroy, you want to know what they said?
Oh, no.
I wasn't there. I'm just telling you what they said.
All right.
They are don't just Leroy. I feel dismissals and I don't appreciate it. All right. This is not school. But
what's the date?
What's the date?
What's the date? It is June 4th.
June 4th.
And that's why it's dismissive.
Headline: Sun Sentinel. Dolphins OTAs: team practices in rainy conditions, Tua handles wet ball very well.
Whoa! Hey, you gotta get in the elements sometimes.
You do.
You gotta get in them.
I think you'd appreciate this, Frog Boy. Sometimes you need to get your amphibian on. Part land, part water. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I do. I do know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
I'm in hell right now.
What do you mean, dude? How are you in hell? Like, this is great news. Tua's handling wet balls.
So
fantastic.
stupid.
It's not stupid.
In June,
you need to win the day you
can
win.
With no pass rush.
Oh, whoa.
Come on.
It's not about pass rush, all right? It's about dealing.
Because then, in other words, this has nothing to do with football.
No, that's not true. Because
why is it not about pass rush and getting rid of the ball?
Hold on. You have sat here on this radio program
Don't include
before.
me in your bad.
Oh, I'm going to exclude you. I'm going to include you in your football knowledge, okay? You have told us many a story about how Bill Belichick loves practicing in the elements with a wet football.
During the season, and part of that was because he would get an idea of what the weather was going to be like on the weekend.
All right, well,
that's why he did it.
Opportunity presented itself. A little wet dry run for the season, if you will.
Dude, it's
a
June.
Wet dry run.
It's June. It's June.
Yeah.
Season starts the first week of September.
You can only win what you can win, dude.
Yeah.
And by the way, Zach Wilson intercepted.
Oh, look at that. Huh?
Viewers kicked off. Tua.
Yeah.
Crisp.
I mean, that is why he makes $50 million plus a year.
Agreed. But you want to know something? The elements aren't for everyone. Not everybody can be an amphibian.
Why? Everybody plays football in the NFL. They got to play in all the conditions.
I know, but not everybody can handle it, and it's been a critique of one Tua Tagovailoa's struggles in the elements.
Yeah.
So you can only win the day when you can win
By
the
the way,
day.
there's a lot of people that struggle in the cold.
Cool.
Well, one step at a time. I didn't say anything about the cold.
Cold. I mean, how can we replicate that? Can't really. One thing at a time.
It wasn't dry ice out there, dude.
Yeah. It's a dry run.
Right. Wet, dry run.
Mm-hmm. Contrary to my
yes.
All right. I think Tua's gonna have a great year.
Really?
Because he kind of has the give no bleeps attitude. He got his money. He's no longer friends with Tyreek. He doesn't care. He's not friends with Tyreek, dude.
We don't know that.
Tyreek. He didn't even put him in the list, remember? They're not friends.
Mikael says, Leroy not impressed, like always.
Dude, you're talking about throwing a football in the rain.
I just feel like you've lived your show
on June
today not
3rd.
impressed. I feel like you've been not impressed with anything today. And I don't know if it's because your beard is reflecting of your mood right now, but you're very blue.
Okay. It's a mood beard.
Like one would,
You know what I wish I could do with my beard? Give you guys the bird. Just a little finger just come up. Like when you watch the golf videos and the guy misses a putt and the middle finger comes up out of the cup. That's what I want to do. It's so stupid, dude.
It's not stupid. It's good. It's good news.
You're talking about football and playing in the elements while not playing football.
Well, things happen at OTAs. Did you see what happened yesterday in Pittsburgh?
No, I did not.
They lost one of their tight ends to a torn Achilles. Donald Parham Jr. tore his Achilles at OTAs. So don't tell me it's not dangerous.
You know what that means.
Ergo.
You know what that means.
Adam Schefter.
Why are you so willing to give up Jonnu?
Oh, I'm not willing to do anything. It appears like they're willing to give him a good deal because Adam Schefter reported yesterday.
Conversations are back on.
Back on.
Back on.
Tweeted last night before 6 p.m. Back in it. The Steelers renewed conversations today with Dolphins tight end Jonnu Smith, who is seeking a new contract. Trade between the Dolphins and Steelers is still alive, per source.
Damn it.
Now, interesting that he mentions the talks are between the Steelers and Jonnu, which leads you to believe, Leroy, you got muted somehow, which leads you to believe that when they broke off talks, maybe the money wasn't right. You lose a tight end, maybe pay a little bit more. I don't know.
Well, the conversations were always when you hear a trade like that, and part of the reason why they're considering trading him because they don't want to pay him, that the team that trades for him has to work out a deal for him first.
Right. Gotta find that common ground.
Because here's the kicker, and here's why it's awesome. Right? Because what if they say, hey, we'll give you X amount of dollars, and the Dolphins go, oh, now that we see somebody else offer you, we'll give it to you. No trade. So it's kind of a way, instead of you setting the bar of what Jonnu Smith's value is, this is a way to get somebody else to set the bar.
Like a restricted free agency almost.
Kinda, yes.
Gotcha.
Because with a lot of these trades, they work out the deal first. It's the same thing happened when Tyreek came here, Bradley Chubb came here, Jalen Ramsey came here. Soon as they got here, they got new contracts.
So we'll follow that along. The other piece of news with contracts, which really is got me nervous, also not at OTAs. Sealer it on up.
Don't worry about it.
Wait.
Don't worry.
I just got a message for Stephen Ross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I can't lose this guy.
It's June, dude.
I can't lose this guy.
Listen,
what are we doing?
Listen, everybody's gonna play this game until somebody has to make a decision.
That's
the way this works.
I understand. I just want to lay things out here. Okay. One, he's a menace. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. A grizzly bear with shoulder pads on, double-digit sacks the last 2 seasons. Okay.
Come on.
He is basically the face of your franchise right now because you want people setting a good example. All right.
Well,
you already blew it by trading his best friend. That
True.
seemed like it blew up in your face. Then you had to draft a rookie to basically have somebody to play next to him. So he's irreplaceable right now. Okay. Sneaky handsome. All right. Let's not forget about those beautiful eyes of his. All right. And also, he deserves it, dude. So I'm just saying right now, let's make sure I understand we're in tightening the belt mode.
Yeah.
You can't tighten this loop. Okay. You can't do it with him.
Money too? I didn't know
He
that.
wants new money. Yeah, he wants some money.
Well, here, Jonnu Smith is getting paid as the 32nd highest player, and Zach Sieler is like 50th.
Oh, what? Okay. Well, there's that.
Right. And he's a game wrecker.
Who have we been paying then? We've paid a lot of
everybody
people.
else.
All of the pains in the asses.
What are we doing? We paid a guy that's already on the way out.
You ready? Are you starting to believe you want to get paid? Don't be a company guy. Make a stink.
Yeah.
Silly Sauce says, sneaky handsome. All right, he's just handsome. I don't know what to tell you, dude. He's just like, look, this is Zach Sieler. I can't have games with. I mean, if he goes to Las Vegas and I'm doing Sieler on up in the silver, it's just not going to hit the same. I'm going to be sad.
Yeah.
You know, like I
can't do it.
I'm already going into a year where Julian Hill is going to be the top tight end target.
Yeah, okay.
Which is going to ruin his odds, by the way. His odds are going to go down, and his chances of touchdowns are good.
Not if they view him as a person that can't catch.
But then the options are going to go down, right? Like just by elimination, it's going to go from a plus 2,000 to a plus 1,000. Well,
Tanner's the pass catching guy.
This Tanner Connor, like, what is he, 100 years old? He feels like he's been a Dolphin. When has he done Dolphin stuff?
This Tanner Connor. Thought he was a long snapper.
Maybe he should be.
27 years old.
Kai Finn says, I'll be sick all season if we lose Zach Sieler.
No, really. We can't do that. Pay him. Whatever he wants, just pay him.
But if they only can pay the one, they're like, listen, we're going to pay one guy. It's going to be Zach Sieler. They're not paying Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu, bye. I can't. Listen to me, Tobin.
Yeah.
I cannot see Zach Sieler in another uniform.
He did tweet out something today, which kind of was like, all right, I don't know what this means, but it means something. All right, could be something, could be nothing. I don't really know. But Zach Sieler today on his Instagram, that's social media for you people who don't follow things. Let me get this post here for our audience so you guys can see it along with me because, it's
posted it on the old Instaface.
Right. All right. Zach Sieler posted 92 days, it's his number, until the season means 2,208 hours to find a way to get better each day. Wow. Ready for year 8. Now, could he be hinting at something coming? Could he just be inspirational? Hard to say.
We got to read between the lines there. 92 is his number. 2,208. What is
that? Can the Dolphins pay him an elk?
Is that possible? Can we do that? We could do that. We can possibly make that
Stephen Ross is like, listen, you're still going to be the 50th highest paid lineman, but I bought you an elk farm.
And here's some tobacco.
Comes home to Mr. Sieler. He goes, honey, I agreed to a new deal. Oh, what's our guaranteed signing bonus? Elk.
Elk in a spittoon jug.
Take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this. Welcome back, you rascals. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. It's a game night. Cats defend the cup tonight. Stanley Cup Final, Game 1 in Edmonton. 8 o'clock puck drop. You could hear that right here, 560 WQAM. Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm, youraccidentattorneys.com? Free consultations 24/7. Call them up at 866-954.
Why, certainly.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Treated as another number.
And falter. The
I forgot the last part too.
Yeah. All right. It is
Call them up.
mostly cloudy. It is going to rain some more. And I don't know if there's any flood watches or anything like that, but the winds are not really blowing that strong. Maybe it's because the leaves are saturated in my trees, so they're not moving. So I'm going to guess the winds are at about 5 to 10 miles an hour coming out of, and I hate this because I can't see which way the wind's blowing. So I'm going to go ahead and go south, out of the southwest. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that, even though the wind direction is not going to be accurate because I can't see. And I would say it's right around the 80, 85 degrees because of the overcast and the rain. It's probably a little bit cooler, but it's really muggy.
How do you do, Froggy?
Absolutely excellent. 86 degrees right now, cloudy with occasional rain. Winds coming out of the southeast at 14
Southeast.
miles.
Okay.
The thunderstorm should continue for quite some time. If you live in South Florida, this is nothing new.
It's that time of year, everybody.
Yep.
Let's hear a little bit from a man who has the best touchdown celebration, even though he kind of took it away from us last year, which I didn't appreciate. Please bring it back, Jaylen Waddle. Please. Didn't like that he put the Waddle on the shelf last year.
Yeah.
Didn't make sense.
A lot of things went on the shelf last year when it came to offensive football for the Dolphins.
That's completely
like
fair.
You know what I saw,
Hmm?
and you know how much I bitched and moaned about this all year. You know the Dolphins had 80 rushes for negative yards.
I beg your pardon?
80 rushes for negative yards. So while all year I was making a big deal about this, I did not know it was that bad.
So that's 5 negative plays a game. Jeez.
Right. So all last year I was making a big deal about this. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Jeez.
They were the worst in the NFL.
Good God.
So when you talk about offense and you talk about running the football and you talk about all these things that this team wants to do, you win 3 or 4 more games if you have 10 negative rushing yards, rushing plays. Think about that.
Do you know who the best was? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I was just curious if you knew, like.
No, but I would guess it would probably be Philly or Baltimore.
No, I would guess that too. I'm curious what the number is of a good team.
Let me see.
What if I didn't believe him?
You don't believe him?
No, because, you guys want to call out my Instagram stats. I think this is an Instagram stat.
No, it's not.
No, but you actually do fall for Instagram all the time. That sounds like a Baldy stat if I've ever heard one.
It sounds like it's absolutely ridiculous, and I don't want to believe that my team was so inept at running the ball that that's true. So I'm actually in denial as a fan, but I'm going to go ahead and call him out. I think he's wrong.
Hold on. I'm not wrong, but that's okay.
I really hope you are.
While Leroy looks that up, let's get a little sports crossover here. Jaylen Waddle Bold claim by him yesterday to say that he's a Panthers good luck charm. I mean, the Dolphins, I don't feel like that crossover has worked out too well, but Waddle is saying he is good luck for the Florida Panthers. This was the Dolphins wide receiver.
We see you quite a bit at Panther games. Do you become a hockey fan, or do you enjoy the atmosphere when you're in the playoffs?
I do. I'm going to go to finals. I think I'm their good luck charm because I don't think they've lost since I've been. So I think they need to invite me sometime soon in an important game because I think they're pretty undefeated when I'm there. So Panthers today, I'll be waiting.
Are they pretty undefeated or are they undefeated, Waddle? This is a very important thing we need to know because I got to be honest, I feel like drum-banging Dolphins have not worked out well. I'm not claiming that yours hasn't worked out well. I wouldn't know that. I don't know off the top of my head your record. But I need it to be known whether or not the Panthers should invite you based on mush potential.
I don't know. It seems like a guy who wants free tickets.
It did seem like a guy who was going for free tickets, didn't it?
Yeah, it seemed like a guy who was like, hey, Panthers, I'm pretty undefeated.
Put me on the glass? Put me on the glass?
What does that mean? Pretty undefeated?
Here was more Jaylen Waddle saying the Panthers are the standard in town right now.
They definitely, bring an urge to the city. They bring excitement to the city. Every professional sport in the city is just like they pretty much the standard with all that they accomplished over the past year. So it's definitely like a fire under us to, try to match them.
It would be nice because it's gone from the best celebration in town being the Waddle to shooting rats at Brad Marchand. That is now the number one celebration in town. I love that. No, that's good.
Yeah. Does it happen after losses? I don't even know.
What?
No, because you're not throwing rats on the ice. That makes sense.
Why would you celebrate it after a loss? What kind of a stupid question is that? Why are you so dumb?
That happens all the time, or is this just like?
No, it's obviously to celebrate wins. Who throws a rat on the ice after unless like you paint unless you were like on another team and you painted an L on the rat?
Oh no,
that's on the ice. That's cool.
You do that? Would you bring like a squid to the plate?
I wouldn't do that, but like, well, I think the squid. I don't remember. Was the squid pregame or was that after? Was that after wins?
Pre-game.
I think it was after wins because I think the catfish in Nash Vegas, I think that's before the game.
Catfish before, but how do you know your team's gonna? You can't celebrate.
It's just tradition. In Nashville, they throw the catfish.
Catfish, gross.
So somebody brings a real catfish, dead, of course. And they throw. I love that. I really want to go to a Preds game to see that.
See the catfish, and it has
fun. Who doesn't want to see a catfish get thrown on the ice? I'd love to go Panthers Predators just to see. Well, I want to see the Panthers smash their face in, but I want to see the catfish on the ice, and then I'm going to bring rats because that's good. That's a good feeling. You bring rats to a road building, and you get to throw victory rats.
Oh, ratfish!
Oh man, that's good. I mean, like Marcos.
Yeah,
let's take it to Game 5. Okay.
Right.
Game 5 while Leroy is still looking up whether or not the Dolphins have 80 negative rushing plays because you have angered him to a place where he's going to prove your ass wrong.
Yeah.
But we take it to Game 5. All right.
Yeah.
Cats up 3-1.
I'm there.
Final one and just whipping rats in Edmonton. And then McDavid just walks by. He skates by. Sad rat. Oh man, that's something. That would be good.
David, here's your Conn Smythe. David,
here's your second loser, Conn Smythe. Hey, thanks for the 6 goals in a 5-series loss, McDavid.
Man, I'm pumped up, man. I'm pumped up with the Cats. I am pumped up for the Cats.
Well, we'll take a break. We'll mix things up on this. Schmieden says he's completely lost for the rest of the show. I blame Marcos. Where did you hear the stat?
On ESPN.
No.
So we should go to ESPN stats and info.
Oof.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Marcos.
It says Bob loses 22 pounds a game.
Take a break. Back after this. Go.
makes corn. Corn makes whiskey. Whiskey makes my baby.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2. How did your search go, Leroy?
I didn't see it.
No, okay.
I'm telling you, I saw it on TV.
I believe you. Although we have some stats from Dade South.
Yeah. Let's see what Dade South has to say.
He says the Dolphins had 29 rushing attempts that resulted in negative yards in the 2024 regular season, according to play-by-play data.
What games were you watching?
You looked it up. What are you yelling at him for? Is it possible it was all negative plays, not just rushing plays?
Could be. Could be those little bubble screens that went for -2.
Schmeathan says 29, 80, samesies.
Samesies, dude.
Ask Dade South, because I don't know where you got that stat from.
Yeah.
Who led the league in negative rushing?
Yeah, Dade South. Back to work, buddy.
Says if you add 0 yards gained to the result, the Miami Dolphins had 65 rushing attempts that resulted in 0 or negative yards in the 2024 regular season, based on play-by-play data. That includes 29 negative rushing plays and 36 0-yard rushes.
Think about this. They had a whole game's worth of 0 yards.
Because
you get 60 to 80 plays in a game.
Mm-hmm.
So a whole game's worth of 0 plays in a season. Think about that.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good. They got to fix that for sure. One thing we got to fix is the mix, and that is the mix bag. What do you got for us today, Frog Boy?
Well, the biggest news in basketball yesterday, as we await today's media day, was the firing of head coach Thomas Thibodeau. Anyone ever call him Thomas? No, right? Just me?
Only Michael Malone.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, there are a couple options for the Knicks that don't necessarily make a lot of sense, but Brian Windhorst, aka Windy, was kind enough to break down which coaches are in the eye line of the Knicks.
3 coaches just fired, all of whom would be on the Knicks' radar. You start with Mike Brown in Sacramento, last year's coach of the year, has a long history and has had a lot of success in the league across over 2 decades. You have Taylor Jenkins, who was the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies, very successful there, fired near the end of the regular season, which was similar to this one, an unexpected firing. Jenkins would bring instantaneous respect. He will get another job in the near future. And then you have Michael Malone from the Denver Nuggets, who was a championship coach, 3 games left in the season when he got fired, would have instantaneous credibility in the locker room. Long history with his family with the New York Knicks, and his resume makes sense. I would also suspect that the Knicks would reach out to former head coach Jeff Van Gundy. Whether Van Gundy wants to be a head coach again or be interested in the Knicks, where he had a very close relationship for decades with Tom Thibodeau, is a different story. But Van Gundy won complete rave reviews from Clipper players this season as an assistant there. Was a consultant on the Celtics championship winning team last year and obviously knows what it means to be a head coach in New York. His desire to coach the Knicks, though, would be the biggest question there.
All right. I mean, again, all guys who are completely credible and decent coaches, but I think a lot of guys that also, I mean, maybe Thibodeau runs guys into the ground a little bit more, but Michael Malone, a lot of that chewing on his players, getting after his players, demanding accountability from his players. Like, you don't think he's going to have the same issues with Karl Anthony Towns that he did with Michael Porter Jr. that ended up things going the wrong way. Same thing happened with Mike Brown. The reason Mike Brown, got the axe in Sacramento is because he started going at his players. Like, I don't know what they It's not that any of those guys are bad hires, but I don't know what necessarily fixes the issue there for the New York Knicks.
But what do you want? At some point, you need a coach to get a different result, and the only way you're going to get that different result is holding the players accountable. Is that not?
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like. If
How are you going to get Karl Anthony Towns to play better? How are you going to get? There's certain guys that need.
He
to
is what he is, though. Like that's the thing is he is what.
So that doesn't mean as a coach you just accept it. You got to try to get the most out of that player.
I guess, but like people have been trying to get the most out of Karl Anthony Towns his entire career. He's an amazing offensive player. He's not a good defensive player.
Right.
So I can understand Tom Thibodeau's style wearing thin on people, but I don't necessarily know if any of those names that he mentioned are necessarily going to change any of that.
Right. I think a lot of these older coaches come in. They know what type of attitude and what needs to be done to win a championship, and they're going to try to get that out of their players. And if the players don't understand that and they're too sensitive, then it doesn't matter who the coach is. You don't have the right players.
What else you got, Frog Boy?
Well, in the mixed bag, a lot of times I hit you guys with negative or annoying people. But this time, I think I'm going to hit you with a little tear jerker, if you will.
No.
And if Peter Bendix is listening, please turn the station off, please. Just do me that favor, because this is about a baseball prospect. Are you guys familiar with Cole Young?
No.
No.
Of course you wouldn't be, because who would be? He's the Mariners' number 3 prospect, who in the middle of a game was pulled from his duties in the 4th inning of a AAA game, sent to the majors, and within that 24 hours, pulled off a walk-off victory.
Oh, that's cool.
A crazy 24 hours that was documented on this little tiki-talk.
For Cole Young in his major league debut, they want contact.
Really proud of what you've done, how far you come. Just take that to Seattle tomorrow, okay? Where? Seattle.
When?
Right, tomorrow. So you're done. You're not playing anymore this game. You're going to go play for Seattle. All right? Congratulations. Hey.
Mom, I just got called up.
Making his major league debut, one of the top prospects in baseball, at the plate, the bottom of the 11th inning, a chance to win it for the Mariners.
Well, he's 21.
That's true. Swinging a ground ball, bouncing softly to third, first base throw, home, not in time! It's a walk-off for the Mariners! Cole Young in his major league debut is showered with seeds and gum. He has won it for the Mariners in the bottom of the 11th inning.
Very cool. That's cool.
That was nice.
Yeah.
See, look at that little niceness in the mix.
I mean, he could have bunted it.
Okay. Put him up against the the
You
ball.
made it sound like he hit a driving ball off the wall.
Walk-off's a walk-off. If it was against the Marlins, he would have hit a tater tot.
Oh yeah.
No, seriously, like if the Marlins get swept today by the Colorado Rockies, does that not deserve some kind of repercussions?
Yeah.
No, it's the Marlins. Nobody gets repercussions for something like that.
Like nobody, like nothing
No.
happens. Just nothing happens. We just sit here and we're just like, got swept by the Marlins. Allegedly, your 2 best pitchers in a series where you had Max Meyer and Sandy Alcantara go, you get swept. Like, first of all, it's bad enough you lost the series. They haven't won a series all year.
Yeah.
You lose the series already. You have to avoid the sweep.
Yep.
What? Why is that okay? Why is that okay? Like, what are we doing here? What is happening here with this organization and this Shermanator? Don't worry, everybody. We got great promotions. Understood. You guys are doing a bang up job getting people out with whatever means you do. But if you get you're getting hung with this kind of embarrassment on your plate, a team that was they come into the series, everybody's laughing at them for breaking records. Marlins are like, hold my Flanagan's cup. Here's us about to go lose a series and then potentially get swept. Good God, what a holy and unholy embarrassment by them. What else you got, Froggy?
Don't look now, gentlemen, but it seems the Madden Curse is already working.
What do you mean?
Saquon Barkley on potentially retiring early. I mean, look at that. Retirement talks already? That's got to be
one of my favorite players of all time. Is probably my favorite player of all time is Barry Sanders. So probably similar to that. Maybe one day, like, it'll be out of nowhere. I'll probably be balling and just be like, yeah, call it quits.
Wow.
Look at that. Look at the Madden Curse.
How old is Saquon now? Was he 28?
Yeah, I think he is 28. Probably turns 29 this year, but he is 28. He just turned 28 in February.
All right. Give it a couple more years, maybe win another ring and call it a day.
Yep.
Eagles fans didn't like that. 2
Why?
days in a row. I mean, because, Saquon.
Are you supposed to keep playing until they determine that you're done?
Nah, it's probably best you walk off on your own.
Who is that center who just retired from the
Ragnow?
Lions?
Oh, yeah.
He retired at 29.
Yeah.
Ragnow's a good name for a center. Sounds like a Viking.
Yep.
Ragnar Lothbrok.
Oh, I remember the COVID days.
I love Vikings. You got anything else in the mixed bag, Froggy?
Yes, indeed. I have our very own Barry graduate, went to every class, Shaquille O'Neal.
He did go to every class.
Okay, all right. No one has ever stuck up for this man's degree more than you.
Nobody's ever disparaged his degree more than you.
I'm going to talk to him. I'll find out. But in the meantime,
I dare you to say, "Hey, Shaq, did you skip classes?" I dare you. You would say nothing.
I won't.
You would be next to Shaquille O'Neal and be like,
no way. I see. I wouldn't ask him like that. I just look at him and be like, "Hey, Shaq, Barry University."
What's wrong with that? It's a great university.
I want to see how he responds. If he's like,
well, wasn't it at the time he was playing in Miami? So that plays into it too.
He wasn't playing in Miami. He did a post-career.
Oh, okay. All right.
Come on.
I was just curious.
Let me guess. He's a sheriff too. Sick of this guy. Anyway, Shaquille O'Neal on small market final.
The day big market and small market has been over. Social media will carry it. The way the guys play will carry it. Shea versus Tyrese is a good matchup. You got 2 young teams, running teams that shoot a lot of threes. So, everybody wants it to be in New York and LA. Well, apparently those teams ain't good enough for it to be there. So, this is the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way it's always been. So, small market, big market, we want to see the best teams there and the best players.
You agree? You think the small market, big market thing is dead?
Yes and no. I think that while I agree that I don't think you need to be in a big market to make money. I do think people still like living in cities that aren't tiny. And I think that that's just been shown because nobody lives in these small cities in the off season. Everybody seems to go elsewhere. So I get what he's saying. But also, it does seem like in the offseason, everybody flocks to California, Miami, and New York. Like the same 3 cities are packed with all the players.
Agreed.
I
think the games will speak for themselves. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think the city matters as much as the entertainment value. And that's why I love sports, is that you may find yourself watching one of the greatest games ever, and it might be 2 teams in any sport that you would never think you would go out of your way to watch.
That is the mixed bag. We'll take a break. More to come. It's game night. Cats getting ready for the Cup. Game 1 against the Edmonton Oilers. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you.
Little crazy train.
It is a crazy train tonight, dude. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final between your Cats against the Edmonton Oilers. Florida Panthers get going tonight. Game 1. According to the injury reports, get to our headlines here. Brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. It appears AJ Greer is going to miss action tonight. He is banged up, so I would imagine the yes man, Jesper Boquist, will probably be on that fourth line tonight. He is filled in swimmingly these playoffs, and so the Panthers will have Greer out there, or will not have Greer out there, and it will instead likely have Boquist, who was skating with him this morning. The Marlins, they're about to get underway. 12-10 first pitch. Marlins, Rockies, they look to avoid the sweep at the hands of the Colorado Rockies, who came in at 9-50 and now are 11-50.
Yep.
Great job, guys. Just bang up job. Tyler Hero. I'm sorry to tell you, Leroy, his youngest brother, Miles Hero, has committed to the Ohio State University.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm. Baby boy wonder.
How good is
Buckeye. Mm-hmm. He's a child. What do I know?
Well, Tyler was a one and done, wasn't he?
Tyler was a one and done. Tyler also was looked upon as a turncoat in Wisconsin from leaving the Badgers to go to Kentucky.
You know what sucks is that we had no idea who Tyler Hero was until the draft.
Yeah.
They say Miles averaged 21.5 points, 5.9 rebounds, and about 5 assists. But he did not grab one of the coveted spots of the ESPN 100. So maybe he's good, but not that good.
He's going to Ohio State. Like, Ohio State doesn't have a bum program.
Right. I know.
I mean, how many players are from Ohio State? We have Mike Conley and Greg Oden. That's all I can think of.
You literally just came up with their most famous team.
Like, who else? Who else do they have? I really don't know anyone. It was like,
isn't that crazy?
It's not like he's going to Ohio.
Oden is a coach and his teammate is still playing.
Yeah, I know. His it was a little awkward at the end of the season when Ant-Man was like, I'm only 23. I'm not hurting. Feel bad for Mike Conley. I was like, don't say that out loud, Ant-Man.
D'Angelo Russell. There you go. Forgot him.
He's a pretty good player.
Yeah, he's a snitch.
That did happen. That's true.
Can't trust him.
But also, don't be cheating on Iggy Azalea.
Right? Yo, I
know.
Why, dude?
Man, did you guys see the Cam Ward video from this weekend?
Oh,
it's in that pigskin.
Oh no! I gotta get
dude. Let me tell you, they put out a slow-mo video of him and Titans OTAs spinning that pigskin sidearm style. Let me just say, wow,
he's got a highlight tape.
They OTA'd right, dude.
Oh, look at that slow-mo.
OTAs has been fire, man. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Between the Dolphins managing the rain, all right. You see Travis Hunter? He had touchdowns and a pick. Oh,
yeah.
Both sides. Cam Ward spinning that pigskin. Man, OTAs has been on fire, dude.
You know what? There's been some things around OTAs. I'll give you credit. There's been some things.
I guess.
Been some things happening, dude.
Some things happening. I saw that Travis Hunter clip and I was like, okay. I'm interested. Look, obviously I'm not a Jaguars fan and Trevor Lawrence is annoying, but I'm interested to see Travis Hunter do something.
Well, the good news is when Trevor Lawrence blows it to Travis Hunter, the receiver, he can then go on the other side of the field and just go try and get the football back for a disappointing quarterback,
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, look at the spin on that Cam Ward football. Hypnotizing.
How do you think, just out of curiosity, how do you think they're going to use Travis Hunter? You think they're going to give him set amount of plays offensively and defensively?
I don't know.
Like maybe nickel corner and then offensively?
I feel like if that weirdo GM of theirs comes out with his whole hocus pocus talk and he's not going to really play him on both sides of the football and he's a chicken. Like you said you wanted to draft him to break the flexibility of football, to have your own version of Ohtani.
Right.
Then do it. I mean, let's go. Let's see if he can do it. I'm very curious. Like that's what the excitement level it should be. Not a sprinkle. Let him go test the waters. Because I
tell you when it also becomes crazy, when it's time to pay him.
Right. It does.
Yeah.
It does.
How do you pay him?
So, don't you want to know, right off the bat, can he really do this? Because instead of bringing him in slowly and then maybe test it out for a year, no, let's go.
They ain't bringing him in slowly.
Take it out take it out for a spin, dude. Let's go check that out. That's how it should be. But it's been on fire. What a time, dude. We got OTAs. We got the Stanley Cup.
Stop trying to sell us on OTAs, dude.
Well, no, I'm not selling you on OTAs. I don't have to sell OTAs. Let me tell you about OTAs. They sell themselves.
Dude. No, they don't.
The spin on this Cam Ward football.
No, they don't.
Crisp. I don't need to sell it. It sells itself. But I will tell you, this is high times for entertainment because I got championship hockey tonight. I got OTAs, and I got the mother bleeping debut of Love Island.
Woo.
Hey. So I'm telling you right now, dude, Love Island USA is back. It returned last night. Woo. And I am fired up.
How do they release it? Is it one a day, one a week?
One a day, dude. One a day. Boom, boom, boom.
Do you let them build up?
You're hooked.
No, you got to follow every day because you got to vote. We got the app.
Wait.
Is it live?
Do you vote?
What are you
What?
voting?
Do you
It's
vote?
not. Yeah.
What?
Oh my god.
Of course.
-1.
Why?
Well, look, Leroy, you never voted for American
If you're
Idol?
not going to take part in the island, you're useless.
Come on. You never dialed *67 for Justin Guarini?
Well, you don't even have to dial anymore. It's right there on the app. It's great.
Wow. Love Island app, huh?
If you're gonna not vote on the island, you can't complain about who's left on the island. It's just like politics. Yeah. So if I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be upset with Rob's behavior last year, I'm gonna vote his ass off. I'm not gonna sit here and let him do what he wants to do to Leah. Absolutely not. I don't know about this cast though. I'm just gonna say they have big shoes to fill because season 6. Everybody knows it was a game changer. I don't know if I had that pop yesterday from day one.
That's concerning. That is concerning.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying there's not.
Maybe they're growers. They're growers.
Maybe.
After a while, you're like, you know what? I really do like Miranda.
Hey, perhaps. You know what? You may be right, Frog Boy. I can't rule that out, but I'm just telling you, day one of Love Island, you come off that Love Island high of, it's back. Yeah. And you get the Scottish announcer.
Oh,
but I just don't know if this cast is going to be able to live up to last year's cast. There's no Kaler, who's was a Waterworks crying, love right away. I don't know if there's any kooks like that.
Come on. There has to be kooks. It's Love Island.
If it's Love Island, what makes Love Island is kooks and snakes. All right.
Oh, wow.
That's what makes Love Island. Yeah. And I don't know. I see maybe some, a little bit of maybe there's some kook potential, maybe a couple rats. I don't know. Ooh. And I felt like it was too forced yesterday on the no spoilers, but they forced a couple things yesterday. I was like, you know what? Too much.
I mean, isn't that what Love Island is? Too much?
There's a rhythm and a rhyme to it, Leroy. You want some organic elements to it as well. And I just kind of felt like they were putting fertilizer on the plants instead of, just watering them and bringing it along gradually.
All right.
But we'll see. We'll see. Big night tonight in the Tobin household. Cats and Love Island.
Oof. Which one gets big TV?
I'm all Cats.
You can't watch them at the same time. You can't do that.
I got intermissions.
I'm all Cats.
Okay. 20-minute intermissions? Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. Hour-long episodes, I'm assuming.
Yesterday was like 2 hours.
2 hours? Well, first episode back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll watch after the game. The Cats are going to beat them down tonight, dude. I mean, I don't know. You want to talk about the Cats are about to vote the Edmonton Oilers off the island, off Hockey Island.
That's great. You're so confident about this beatdown that it makes me more confident, but then I understand what Leroy's saying, where it kind of scares me too.
I don't know if I've ever been more confident in a team.
Wow. It's pretty good.
I feel like they deserve it.
Yeah.
And I'm it's not that I don't feel like the Oilers deserve respect, but I feel like everybody's
they get too much.
They're getting too much respect. And I'm like, hold on, dude. One team's the champs. One team's trying to knock off the champs. And I don't feel like the respect is at the proper levels. I think everybody's looking for a storybook, not reality. And that's the problem. Is you could write the fairy tales all you want, but every once in a while, you got to open up a textbook and read some facts.
All right. Can't wait for this thing to start.
You've been lost since you brought up your fake stat. I got to be honest with you.
No!
You've been lost. You've been very bothered. You've been looking for
I'm just listening.
Rattled him, babe.
You've been lost. You've been out to sea since you claimed the Dolphins had a stat that we haven't been able to verify.
I'm just listening to you, your overenthusiasm and overconfidence. I'm not I feel confident, but I'm not overly confident because it's hockey. I will feel more confident after I start watching hockey, I guess.
But at what point do you watch? When does the time come when you watch the team and you're just like, yeah? Because you're.
I go that route every game, right? So when I'm watching the Panthers play, I'm like, oh, they own one today. So it's not like I'm watching without any confidence. It's just this is the third Stanley Cup Finals. We've been through all of it. Up 3-0 to Game 7, losing in 5?
Yep.
Right? So, I'm going to just go into it with, I'm backing my team. I think my team's going to win. But that's it. I'm not going to go over the top like you.
But are you then backing your team? It kind of just sounds like you're going to observe your team.
No, do I? But my question
say it with your chest, dude.
Do I have to back my team unrealistically?
You're not. It's not unrealistic. They're literally in the championship. There's nothing unrealistic about this. What?
Saying that I think they're going to win, but I think it's going to be a dogfight.
So you think it's going to be a long series?
I do.
Yeah. I don't.
And what are you basing that off of?
Cats are too deep. Cats already know this system that they're going to bring. Cats have the better goalie.
The same team. They just went. All that is true. So let me get that out.
Deeper defense, deeper third line.
I'm not doubting or arguing anything that you've said. I'm not. It's all true. But a year ago, they went to Game 7.
It's not the same team.
All right. Okay. We just need hockey to start so we can stop going. Now you're questioning. Here's what's funny. Now you're questioning the level in which I think my team's going to win.
It just doesn't sound like you're that excited about the game. I don't know. You're just kind of I believe in them, but hockey can happen. It's not. How is this team?
This morning on the way home, I got a fresh bag of ice and some juice.
That's
My
just your
food's ready to
routine of
go.
watching. Like, you don't get to bank enthusiasm because you're getting stuff to eat. You literally will do that if nothing was happening tonight.
That's not true.
It's true. You have
That's
the
not
same
true.
routine. You have the same routine.
That's not true.
Like,
When there's a basketball game or a hockey game, I make sure everything is lined up with that time. And then I'm in the jacuzzi with my cooler.
okay, so you have basically said that your routine for the Thunder tomorrow night is going to be the same as the Panthers. So
Not
that
as,
doesn't
no,
that doesn't
not,
do any
no,
enthusiasm.
No. I'm not going to be as into it. I'm going to watch, but I'm not going to care whether I'm front and center at opening tip.
It just doesn't feel like you have cat fever. Like, I think it kind of feels like you have like cat antidote right now.
No,
I don't know.
I don't have.
He got his cat booster shot.
I don't have your cat fever, but I have cat fever.
My cat fever is the only cat fever. You either have cat fever or you don't.
Oh, so
like
I have to have it. I have to have it to your level, or
yes,
I don't have it at all.
It is game 1. You either have cat fever or you do not have cat fever. And so I need to know something, Leroy. Where is your temperature at? Because it seems like it's in 7, and that's not a fever.
I got a cold. I got a little cold, maybe.
Listen, my cat fever is there. I'm all Panthers all the time.
You're scared of Connor McDavid. Just say it.
No, I'm
Just
not.
say it. Say it.
I'm
Just
not
say it.
scared.
You'll feel better.
Wait.
Say it.
Just because I think the series is going to be a long and drug out series doesn't mean that I have more confidence in Connor McDavid than I do the Panthers. Because guess what? You know what the Panthers have proven to me? I don't care who's on the other side. We will find a way to shut your ass down.
But it's going to take 7.
I just think it's going to be a long series. You think it's over in 5?
Maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe they'll get a game.
Okay.
Maybe.
I think it goes 6.
I think these puppies are getting pounced. The only thing that's going to get dragged is Draisaitl all over the ice with another donut series.
All right.
Head on a swivel, dude. Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. With the Miami Heat holding the 20th pick, fans can attend a draft party in person at the Kaseya Center on June 25th. The event will feature immersive activities, including shots on the court, exclusive photo ops, appearances by Heat legends, live entertainment from Heat talent, and more. To RSVP, visit heat.com/draft party.
That's you and Solana doing that?
Yeah, we'll be broadcasting that night. As the Heat wind down to pick. If it's there, I mean, maybe it'll be with the, maybe it'll be with the Suns. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they won't have the 20th pick. We'll see.
Did you ask about my credential if they could potentially reverse what they, probably today's argument doesn't help that status. We'll ask tomorrow.
Do you want a credit? Like, you want to cover the draft?
No, I just don't want.
I'll make that happen if you want to do that.
Well, I appreciate that. I didn't realize you were that connected. I should have guessed, but I meant more along the lines of, I've been pretty critical of Spell recently. I just don't want them mad at me.
I don't think they're mad at you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't think they're mad at you.
NBA Insider, it goes it's probably Ira, a bunch of other people than me. So,
well, you're not an insider. I don't understand. Like, what insight have you brought to the team?
Well, I derailed
your idea of kick them upstairs. That's what you think.
There you go. And I was first in line with the Drew Smith thing. They know better.
He tore his Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
What were you right about?
You get it.
Bill Simmons and his henchmen, his little cronies, are now starting a Spoelstra to the Knicks campaign. He tweeted out a screenshot of his text exchange, Spoelstra to the Knicks, and he responded to his friend, "Is that a rumor?" His friend said, "I just started it. Do we really think that he wants to coach the Heat with Tyler Hero as the centerpiece? When are the Heat going to be good and relevant again? Whatever the Knicks would have to give Miami as compensation would be great for the Heat." What could the Knicks give the Heat? Like, what could the Knicks give the Heat that they would actually
That's what
want?
I was thinking, the same thing.
That? Like, what is the piece? Did you guys not just trade 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges?
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't understand. Karl Anthony Towns and every first-round pick for Erik Spoelstra. Would you do that?
Nope. Don't want him.
Yeah, I don't think the franchise values picks enough to take like a Rudy Gobert haul for this. Even if he is washed.
Do you guys like Karl Anthony Towns?
I mean, I think I don't think that I think a Karl Anthony Towns with Bam could probably work just because he's such a damn good shooter and Bam's gonna, can handle fives. But I mean, he does a lot of dumb stuff. I don't know if I'm willing to give up.
He periodically does the.
I don't think I'm willing to give up.
Two.
I don't think he's the type of player that I'd give up my franchise coach for. Now, Prime Dame, that would have been one story. But Karl Anthony Towns doesn't do it for me. Plus, also, then what's Erik Spoelstra then in that case? Let's say we did love Karl Anthony Towns. Let's say that was like the key to it, right? So then the situation is Erik Spoelstra is traded to a Karl Anthony Towns-less team where you would have to match salary. So he's adding who to that squad with him? Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson to match the salaries? Like, I don't know. But it would be, I couldn't, the only way that would happen is if Erik Spoelstra went to Pat Riley and made a stink. Like, he's just like, I hate it here. I want to leave. I want my shot. You did what you wanted to do with the Knicks. Now I want my shot. And
that doesn't sound like
I just can never see him.
In the Heat organization.
Especially him. I just can't see him doing that. Like, you're talking about, if you're Erik Spoelstra, you have something like the only other person in the league that has it is Steve Kerr, because even Popovich has stepped down because of health. So it's Steve Kerr and it's Erik Spoelstra. If Erik Spoelstra doesn't go to the Knicks and win a championship, they're all going to call him overrated and a bum. Like, the Knicks ruined Phil Jackson's legacy. That's what a toxic brand they are. Phil Jackson has twice the championships of like anybody. And he's like, we think of him in that Knicks legacy of, he was kind of a hippie bum with the Knicks.
Well, keep in mind, they also hired a coach that wasn't required to do all away games. There's that. So he kind of went into it with, I'm going to the Knicks.
I mean, like Erik Spoelstra pulling anything like that would be crazy. Being like, yeah, I know that I was just in the finals 2 years ago, but you know what really is burning my chaps is I don't think I can fix. Like Erik Spoelstra thinking to himself, this can never be fixed. The Heat can never be fixed, and I want to go to the stability of the New York Knicks. It just doesn't compute. It doesn't sound right. But everybody just swears by that franchise's bum ass relevance because of how they act for winning a second round series that everybody's dying to be there. Hey, newsflash. Steve Kerr had the choice. He could have gone to New York and never been anything. He decided to go to Golden State and he's a legend.
Correct.
Perhaps, this is just me, maybe the Knicks franchise and fan base should check what their credentials are actually at the door of what they actually mean in the basketball landscape. But if Erik Spoelstra did want to say goodbye, what's the means of communication for it now that's equivalent to the fax?
Text?
Just a text? He just sends Riley's a cheetah deuces emoji?
Yikes.
You're like,
handwritten letter? That one. Take forever to get there.
Just deliver it. Like you walk up to his office and you're like, here you go.
Here you go, buddy.
I'm out.
Or
but you can't do that.
Or is it just email?
Email. Yeah.
Well, Pat ain't gonna check the email because
what about a flash dance?
D-Wade's still waiting on his email.
That's true. It's in the drafts.
Flash dance will be good. Just hire a bunch of actors.
like a flash mob?
Yeah, there you go. We're
like you send Pat Riley a telegram.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. Stop. To go coach the Knicks. Stop. Kind of ironic how it's come full circle here. Stop. You stabbed them in the back. Now I stab you in the back. Stop.
Man, I just hate the fact that we're getting here because of one bad season. Right?
Are you referring to that with the Knicks or the not really. We're here because the Knicks are idiots and they were like,
well, they were always going to be idiots.
They fired their coach and like now people are like, oh, they should go get Spoelstra.
Right. That's about how they do things.
Like Spo sitting here dying. He's like, oh, let me just say, and I will say this. Erik Spoelstra in the New York media, that is a feeling like that could be a bit of a Molotov cocktail to me. I would picture an ornery Spo in his 60s if with New York media.
Think he's
60s?
stressed now?
You giving him till his 60s? I
Just
think
saying,
that New York thing would do it right now.
Yeah, I don't picture that as something that would really go over too hot with him. But go off, Knicks. Go ahead and enjoy your Reddit threads for the next few days. Come to me when you got 4 first-round picks for him. Then we can have a talk.
4 first-round picks?
I need 4.
Would you trade 4 first-round picks for Spo?
4 first-round picks. I got to have a conversation with somebody. Flip those for Giannis.
Really?
Flip those for Giannis, baby.
See, I wouldn't.
Or Luka.
You wouldn't do that, Leroy?
No.
4 first-round picks.
No.
That's like a ticket to anyone. Like that's a bargain.
Again, we've seen great players with terrible coaches.
Yeah,
right?
We don't have a terrible coach though. Chris Quinn.
Now, as of right now, does this team have a great player?
No, but if you have 4 first-round picks, the point is you can go get a great player.
Okay.
And keep the same roster, might I add. I mean, we'll get rid of Terry Rozier, but
okay.
Come on,
if you say so. I ain't buying it.
Would you
I
trade
just
those?
think that contrary to popular belief, the coach is very important to how things are organized, how things are done, and the respect that you have for the coach, his ability to hold you accountable.
Yeah, but you're not responsible running an organization if you don't have a talk about it.
All right.
Take a break. We'll play our favorite Wednesday game, Rats Off a Ship, next.
Who's calling it?
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
Are you ready to get to our favorite Wednesday game?
Yes.
Let's get to it. It is time for Rats Off Our Ship.
Rats Off a Ship. Game 6.
Rats Off a Ship.
We thought Leroy's beard was going to be Rats Off a Ship by today, but it is still here in blue.
I love that. Brings me so much joy.
Does it?
It does.
You've been a little down today.
You've been down for like maybe 2 days. Is it the beer? Is it the?
No, you can't just respond and
goatee?
say I've been up. Your whole conglomerate here is telling you you've been down.
I haven't been down.
I blame me, guys. Sometimes you come across a sharp brain like mine, it takes you off a game.
I'm Rats Off a Ship of you.
What do we got today, Jennifer? What's topic number 1?
Well, just when we thought we had heard the last of him, Rod Brindamore is saying that he wants to go back to handshaking.
What?
He is a real piece of work, this Rod Brindamore, I tell you. Because Rod Brindamore having any inclination, is that what you say? Inclination? What do we say?
Inkling?
Totally.
Whatever, dude. I'm
Like
sick.
Inkling and inclination are 2 different words.
I'm just saying with him, I'm sick of him. And he has the audacity to come out here and talk about, oh, I'm mad because now I want to be out here and I want to be dictating the terms of the line again. You lost. You lost. And it's just it's enough of him already.
Rod, there was
Losers
a lot
complain.
made of the lack of a participation in the handshake line at the end of. I know that's something that you always seem to kind of cherish. You've always been kind of a gracious loser, I would say. I don't want to say tag loser on you, but was that hard for you, especially you kind of came out of nowhere?
Yeah. But I understood his point of view. He explained it to me, and, I wasn't expecting it, but I understood what he said and why he, it is the players. Of course it is. Those guys are the ones that are battling out there, and we're just sitting back there, not along for the ride. We invested a ton into it, so I get his point that it is about the players. I guess my take on it now, as sitting back on it in reflection, I think I look at, you talk about gracious losing. I've had some pretty impactful memories and moments in that line as a coach going through, even in this series, in this playoff round with the Devils. And
Enough of him. You know what, Rod Brindamore?
Wow.
You got 2
That
minutes
was way
to
too long.
explain handshakes. I mean, hey, cats in 5. You know what you should say? I would have liked to shake hands. Moving on to the next question. To have some soliloquy ready. Oh, I wish I could have. Shut up, dude. You've won 1 conference game as the head coach, and this is you're still so wound up about the handshakes. All of you are. Beat the Cats. You want to dictate the handshake? Beat the Cats. Rats off a ship. Yeah.
Rats Off a Ship.
I'm Rats Off a Ship because you can't say you understand and then go into 10 minutes of complaining about not doing it.
Call you a loser, Rod.
And
But anyway,
and here's the other thing. In a heated battle, when it finally ends, it almost seemed like the winners are rubbing it in your face, making you go through that line. So what if, Paul Maurice said, look, this is not a knock on you. This is not a knock on respect. This is not a knock on sportsmanship. I just think the players should do it and not the coaches. That's it. That's all he's ever said. He didn't go on and on and on, right? He said, Paul Maurice said basically, look, we ain't the ones fighting out there. We ain't the ones scrapping, diving in front of pucks. So when the series is over with, the players should shake hands, but I don't think we should. That was it. He went on for 10 minutes about I don't know. Still, I'm still trying to figure out.
I have people that I want to see in the you follow him on Instagram. You want to see him so bad. Ridiculous, dude. Where are your rats, Jennifer?
His time is up. It is what it is. And stop trying to control people. I'm so rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
Froggy?
I don't like how he spells his name.
What's a little apostrophe there?
What's up with that?
It is an obnoxious name.
Stupid. For that, rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
Number 2.
We've got LeBron James tweeting and deleting a takedown towards Windhorst on Twitter for his podcast criticisms.
Windy.
This was really odd because Windhorst, all he went on was saying, like, hey, the Steve Nash and LeBron podcast, which, by the way, this was before the Luka podcast that came out. And it's just like, like it's got, you can't just do all X's and O's. It's not going to bring the juice necessarily. So this podcast, which got big numbers because they had Luka on it. Again, it's a layup. It's going to get big numbers. They're like, look at all the views we had. It was a boring podcast. I'm rats off a ship on LeBron's critique. And by the way, you deleted the tweet like a coward. Have your take and critique Windhorst or don't. Don't tweet it. You're LeBron. You have a gazillion followers. Everyone's going to see it. You better be sure when you hit send. But here's the facts, dude. It was a boring podcast. It was a snooze fest. You got to do something about that Steve Nash. He stinks. It's the facts. He's a boring podcast host. Or he's got to figure he needs to take the old D'Antoni offense and make that his podcasting method. All right? 7 words or less for Steve Nash.
Jeez.
I'm rats off a ship because if you put something out there,
Rats off a ship.
either think about what you're putting out there and don't put it out there, or once you put it out there, stand behind it.
And also don't yawn at your podcast host questions if you don't think it's boring. Your LeBron's like, what was that, Steve? Okay. I asked how your day was, LeBron.
Thanks for making me yawn, Tobin.
Where are your rats, Jennifer?
I'm rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
He also went ahead and said, sucks to have to listen to 2 guys who know nothing about basketball talk about basketball.
Yeah. You talked about the traffic with Luka. You have Luka Doncic on your podcast. You think Luka wanted to come there and talk about traffic? He probably wanted to rip Nico Harrison, and you wasted an hour of his time. He's like, I'm going to go on the podcast? Oh, great. I finally get to rip somebody. We're going to drink wine. What do you think about the traffic, Luka? It sucks, man. What do you think? It's L.A. Bobby?
He does not talk like that.
He does talk like that.
Watch the interviews.
No, he doesn't.
Marcos, where are your rats?
Rats off a ship for sure. Sounds like a boring podcast. I won't ever give it a look. But then I start to think,
rats off a ship.
Who would I want LeBron to have a podcast with that I'd be like, this is entertaining? And can't think of many names, but I'd like to see a conversation between him and JJ Barea. I'd like to see if he confronts him.
What else you got in the rats off a ship, J-Fig?
Adam Silver tells Fox Sports will be USA versus World in All-Star game.
Ooh, okay.
A lot of people have been wanting this. Giannis, other international players have been wanting USA versus World. He said,
by the way, the U.S. has no chance.
Not the way things have been going. I'm not rats off a ship. I love the idea. 4 Nations was awesome this year for hockey. I don't want a 4 tournament round robin. I thought that was stupid this year. Just do 1 game, accept the fact no one's going to play defense, have a spirited 4th quarter, pick an MVP. That's what all-star games are for.
Tradition.
Just deal with it, and don't be upset when it gets to the 200s.
Wow.
Okay. Leroy?
I'm not rats off a ship. I like the idea. I think it's something we've been kind of talking about for a while. I think they're scared because when you look at that international team, you're like, woof.
Hunter goes
Joker,
shit.
Luka. Just go Joker, Luka, SGA.
Giannis.
Giannis.
Wemby.
And of course, Bogdanovich.
Wemby.
Yeah.
This is starting 5. Wemby, Giannis, Joker, SGA, and who's another one?
Luka.
There.
Oh my God.
What are you doing with that starting 5?
Tough. I mean, they're not going to defend anybody, but it'll be fun. Great
Do they
alley-oop.
have to?
I don't know. We'll see. But I like the idea. I'm for it. I think it's not rocket science. It's for sure what they should do. Jennifer, your rats?
He said that he paid a lot of attention to what the NHL did, saying it was a huge success, and for that,
Ooh.
not rats off a ship.
Whoa! Welcome to the Flim.
No!
Wow.
That was
Made the
good.
montage.
Rats off a ship.
Yes.
Made the montage. She's turning beet red like a tomato.
Rats off a ship.
Maybe she's choking on the Flim. Wow. She's right as
It's not like you guys would save me because when I'm choking, no one cares.
You were fine.
Smack you in the back.
Marcos, your rats?
I am rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship.
Because the U.S. team is going to lose by so much, it won't be entertaining at all. I can't even think who would be on the U.S. team. Anthony Edwards, LeBron, KD, but they're old.
AD.
Steph, LeBron, like we're relying on Steph, LeBron, and KD, and they're all old. I mean, it worked in the Olympics, but no, Cat may decide he's Dominican or something like that, and you can't trust him. Can't trust him. Halliburton. We got Halliburton going up against Monstars. It won't be close.
Jalen Brunson. You got the 2 guys from Boston and Jaylen Brown and that's it because
Tatum's got the Achilles.
Tatum's out for a year.
Yeah. And then on the other team, you have the last 5 MVPs. That's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now, who's Joel Embiid going to play for? Like, you think he's gonna is he going to be Team USA again because he played for us in the Olympics, or is he going to try and divert over to the world team?
He's not going to make the All-Star game.
That's probably fair.
That's where I see it going.
That is Rats Off a Ship. We'll take a break. Final hour coming on up as we have Cats, Oilers, Game 1. Back with more after this.
Coming you.
na, 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 na. Oh, na, na, na.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Get the headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory, like Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. And remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. Marlins are down 1-0.
It's not even lunch.
1-0.
How many people you think are at that game?
Who cares? You know what? They deserve 0 people there. What would be, I got to be honest with you. Would anybody do you have a legitimate attendance gripe? You're going to get swept by the Colorado Rockies. You've already embarrassed yourself. It's just in deciding, are you embarrassing yourself or are you disgracing yourself? That's what we're going to decide about this week. Lost 2 out of 3. Potentially getting swept by the Rockies. Are you kidding me? Bruce Sherman. Less egotistical, but just as broke Jeffrey Loria. That's what he is.
How lucky are we? Just a bunch of broke people keep buying the franchise.
It's crazy. Don't people want to buy sports franchises? Doesn't anybody is there a Vinny Viola out there to save the Panther, to save the Marlins?
Here's what happens. These guys present themselves like they have the money to spend. These major sports organizations fall for it and then realize they don't.
But here's the thing that's crazy about it, Leroy. Right? You go back to the sale of the Marlins, right? And the whole point of it was to make Derek Jeter the owner. Like that Derek Jeter was going to be the face of the team. He had 3 different guys that he was with. At one point, he was with Jeb Bush and hightailed it away from Jeb Bush. But we were going to get Jeter the team. And so he finds a sucker in Bruce Sherman who's got no scratch, okay? His rich cousin Judge Judy's got more dough than he does. And all I hear about is, we're going to build sustainability. We're going to build a winner. We got the highest this, that, and the other. We have robots, AI, prospects. Look at our cool pitching machine that can replicate all the good pitchers that you're going to face. It's cool. Could you get us any of those? No, just videos of it, dude. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what? This year, I'm going to go into it with low expectations to no expectations. Year comes out, kind of froggy. They hit a little bit. They're not as piss poor product, but the pitching has been awful. Sandman looks like a shell of himself. Max Meyer had 2 good starts. I got old fast meatball, slow meatball, Cal Quantrill. Hopefully Yuri Perez comes back. I got Agustin Ramirez, a little bit of Kyle Stowers, but maybe that pony's starting to run out of some juice. And it's do I have any faith that this guy is going to put this organization together when all he does is get up there every single year and be like, I have the second biggest weight room. Blech. Swept to the Rockies, dude. And I know they haven't been swept yet, but they might as well have been. If you lose 2 out of 3 to the Rockies and are at one point down in a 3rd game to the Rockies, in my eyes, you've been swept by the Rockies.
Can we boycott him or that won't work? If we start going to can we bully him? Can we do something?
Dude, he probably want to bully somebody into spending money they don't have.
I bet you this dude, I want him to go. I bet you this dude would be on his hands and knees and be like, hey, does anybody want this product? Does anybody want this team that I paid $1 billion+ for? Does anybody want it? And the answer is obviously no. Until they can sucker you into a price that you'll sell it for.
That's not true.
Do you think somebody would pay over $1 billion for this team right now?
Yes.
Why?
Because they want to own a franchise just like he did.
Anybody who can come and save this team, please. Anybody? Please.
Anyone.
And don't worry, I got Peter Bendix there. He's gonna just soothe my soul. I can't believe I gave you props, Pete.
Ever since then, he's been on his story.
It's gone downhill.
Maybe it's you giving flowers too soon.
I tried to be nice. You always tell me to be nicer.
And you
When it's
listen then.
warranted. Like they play good for a week. The season's 6 months. They play good for a couple of weeks and you get all excited.
I really wanted this to be a year of baseball that I would
did.
enjoy.
We all did.
I thought Sandman's coming back. Yuri's going to come back. Got a couple of sticks. Let's get it going. Getting blanked by the Rockies. Kidding me? What the hell is this year? Anyway.
One of the sticks they already sent back down.
Well, he deserved it. He was building. He was basically being used as a human fan for anybody. He was like, oof. Mervis had the hottest start known to man, and then he was big whiffer. It's okay, Mervis. Not the first. You won't be the last, dude.
Yeah, at least you're not Crybaby. Don't even know that guy's name. Just cried on the mound.
You don't have to call him the Crybaby. I think he ended up on the Pirates. I think they claimed him.
Who's the Crybaby?
Ronnie Simon.
Oh, the Crybaby, the guy who cried on the mound after being a Marlin.
Marlin's existence was so bad, and he was brought to tears.
It's just like he realized that game doesn't matter what your talent is. You're a Marlin, dude.
It's got Luis Castillo reaching out to me. He goes, "Hey, man, you all right?"
Rough.
Pretty crazy. Anyway, Dolphins OTAing it up. No Jonnu. No Zach Sieler. Jonnu might be a Steeler. That's what Adam Schefter's saying. Contract talks have picked up. So we'll see if that trade comes through. I'll tell you one thing, though, Dolphins. You trade Zach Sieler, you're dead to me. Don't you trade Zach Sieler, dude. I don't know how I'd handle that.
That would be another heartbreak.
Not well. So don't do that to me. And the Cats back at it tonight. Game 1, Stanley Cup Final.
What time is the kickoff? 8:15.
I don't know. I'm just saying 8. I know they got to do both anthems. It'll be a while, dude. Buckle up. Get ready to go. You're going to have the long intros tonight. It's going to be gooses galore. Let's get after it. It's going to be fun. We'll take a break. When we come back, a prediction that's gotten everybody in a little bit of a tizzy. That's next. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. You missed any of the show, you got the Tobin and Leroy podcast. Hot stepper, just like Leroy's goatee. Don't look at me like that, dude. You're not allowed to. Hey, can I just say, you don't get to keep that voluntarily now for an extra day and get mad at me if I comment on it. That's just how it's going to work. I'm sorry. You had your choice. You could have shaved it. Until then, Smurf jokes, dude.
It'll be gone. It'll be gone in a week. See the grace coming back already.
On my count, that's 4 more shows.
The more you watch it, the more it just goes away.
I don't know, because Frog Boy, are you looking at it today? Because is it a more gone blue or is it just a different blue?
Look at the gray. Look at the gray.
I think it's also the lighting.
Yeah, well, to me, it's almost like you're almost to like a Carolina blue. You know, like you're switched. You went from Duke to Carolina today. So, I mean, yes, there's other colors in there, but that just means you just have more of an eclectic palette in your goatee now.
No, I'm washing it out.
Okay. Looks like an exotic pit bull almost. You know, like the blue nose,
like a blue hair.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's not blue, but it's a little bit of gray.
Even Scooby's looking at you with judgment, dude.
Scooby was.
You didn't even want to make eye contact.
Scooby is giving you side eye, dude.
And also, your dismissal can't just be, no, I'm washing it. It's still there. Like, yeah, I guess eventually we'll get to next Wednesday and it won't be there. But until then, you Smurf beard.
You know what? I'm not even going to tell you the trick. Never mind.
There's a trick?
There's a
yes.
trick.
What's the trick?
Ooh. Put peroxide.
You would let me go through this.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of peroxide and some sunlight.
I think you should make it to all Florida Panthers colors. That's a beard.
Experiment.
Yeah, you might as well if you're gonna have some fun with it, baby. Like, let's go.
I was not having fun in the first place. I was tricked, duped,
bamboozled.
Where are you?
Hoodwinked.
Yeah.
When you see color going towards your face, I mean, how much of a trick could that be?
Because it was black.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, whatever.
And you were like,
ahead.
okay, sure.
Was it black or was it really dark blue?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It's really dark blue.
As a person that doesn't have hair, a lot of people who have gray with black hair go to this like blue-black because it looks more black, right? However, on my gray beard, it looks blue.
I mean, that's a fine explanation for Big Spoon to sell you. But if I was pulling a prank, I'd also lie about that.
It was bright blue yesterday, so I don't know.
I think it's brighter than it was yesterday.
No, yesterday was pretty bright.
I don't think so, J-Fig. I'm telling you right now.
The hue died down a little bit.
He looks like one of those tokay geckos that like sits outside your lights. Like that's what he's got going on there right now.
Really?
Look at him.
Somebody,
Look, Scooby wants to see.
Somebody called me a bearded dragon.
Yeah.
Like a bald Dennis Rodman.
Really?
Just trying things out.
Let me tell you. Can I just tell you, in the looks category compared to Dennis Rodman, I'm a supermodel.
No, you're a handsome young man.
You're handsome, Leroy.
That is not the point here.
You're comparing me to Dennis Rodman?
You know, with the colorful hair thing.
He was going through his phases.
Yeah, you know, he had colorful hair phases. And
Everyone
stuff.
goes through a colorful hair phase.
You mean his Draymond phase when he was kicking everybody in the junk?
Yeah, not his best time. Not his best time.
This is where Leroy's gotten to. See, like the blue shade. Tokay gecko, dude. I'm telling you, that's you.
Leroy, my boy. Welcome to the dark side.
We match again, Leroy.
Huh?
We match again.
What do you mean we match?
Hold on. Can you put up back your can you bring back your water bottle? No, not the gecko. Can you bring back the water bottle?
No.
No, just do it. No, just please come on. I just wanted to compare. Let's just get
Look, you got the blue.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's shinier than that.
That's the same blue right there.
Could take Leroy's beard to a Home Depot. Be like, hey, what are you going to paint the nursery today? Light blue, dark blue. What are you going for the young lad?
Gender reveal. That was good. That was a good one.
Are you guys done?
Sorry.
Are you done?
You look like you're plotting something against an action hero.
I love the villain. So, what's your origin story?
Wow. Oh, Bluebeard. Back
You know,
in it.
my origin story is my wife tricked me and now I got a blue beard.
Is the mustache also getting blue?
You cannot buy that whole
No!
freaking thing.
Oh, okay.
In certain lights, though, right, Marcos? Like, doesn't it look like the mustache is also getting blue?
I thought that was the whole thing there.
Get closer. Get closer.
Oh, because there's less gray on the mustache. That's why I thought.
Right?
Mhm.
It's kind of coming together.
You know what? I see the vision. I see the vision.
I see the vision, too.
Get closer. Get closer. Get closer.
Oh, man. Oh.
I'm glad I could entertain you guys.
Tell you what, though. Flawless skin. Pretty good. Smooth.
Great pores.
Drop your routine right now.
This guy uses cocoa butter.
Do you exfoliate?
What you know about cocoa butter?
Yeah, I know.
You ain't black.
No, I barely use lotion. But, man, does it smell good.
You can't use lotion this time of year.
Why? It just like sweats
Clogs
up?
your pores up, and then you're extra sweaty and icky. So it's the only time, like when I get up in the morning to go golf,
Yeah.
I just go ashy because by the time I get to the first tee, I'm gonna have a lather going.
Well, you should go by get one of those Ricky Fowler polos and get one that matches your electric blue beard for the course this weekend.
He doesn't wear. He wears orange.
I'm sure he's got a shade, dude.
You look like a diehard Chargers fan.
You look like you like to protect the horseshoe.
You look like you work at IKEA and you love it.
Oh my God! Yes, the yellow shirt.
Are you going to a Wolverines pep rally?
You look like a mascot for Blockbuster.
That's a bum ass mascot, being that the store is closed.
I think they got one Airbnb somewhere. They made
Remember
like
where IKEA was? They used to have a game room and a driving range, and a video store.
It's really like it almost looks like it's floating by itself today, right? Like it's a little different. Like I feel like yesterday.
He shaved down a little bit, right? Oh my God!
Should we name it?
You all right, J-Fig? Like you've been very sick today. Do you have like preemptive cat fever? Like you already feel Cats in 5 coming on?
No, she got the. We call that the show flim. We call that the show flim. Everybody gets it. Just add her to the list.
Saying it was a huge success, and for that,
Ooh.
It's like,
that is bad.
it's been happening since yesterday, and I don't get it because I feel just fine.
is it? Sometimes you know what happens to me because I get really hoarse this time of year because it's 1,000,000 degrees outside, and then I go outside and then come into the air condition.
Look like a clogged up 7-Eleven slushy machine.
Oh God, just at the bottom. Oh jeez. It's a blue raspberry. Good flavor.
Get that Superman at Wet Willie's.
Ooh.
Somebody said Leroy looks like he teamed up with Deadpool.
Nightcrawler.
I just, like you seem so sure yesterday, and you're just sitting here and you're like, yeah, I'm going to be clean shaven tomorrow. And then you're just like, I'll wait it out.
Because I didn't want to have to wait 2 months for it to grow back.
It doesn't take
and then, let me just say.
But you said that your facial hair grows within a week,
No, my hair, but to get it this long, it'll take a couple of months.
Is it because you like to stroke your beard like you're wise?
No. You wouldn't know about that, so you're dumb as a box of rocks because you can't grow a beard.
I mean, I just shaved like right before this segment, so I'm clean right now. If I don't, I mean, I could be like a wolf by the end. So I've been there, dude. Yeah, I'm trying not to distract people.
Dude, can I just say,
unlike you,
I've never seen you with a hint of a mustache ever.
And thank God that you haven't, because otherwise I wouldn't want to be in your position where I look like the abominable snowman.
The what? The
You
what?
heard me. Abominable snowman. I said it correctly.
No, you did not.
Oh, I
No,
100%
hey,
nailed it.
Marcos,
Hey,
run it back.
don't lash
Run
out
it back.
mispronunciate because of me,
Marcos,
dude.
Marcos.
Yeah.
Run it
What
back.
are you gonna do when I say when he runs it back and I say and it's said correctly? Are you gonna apologize? Because I nailed it.
You didn't
did.
nail it. You didn't
Dude,
nail it.
you look like you're kidnapping
trying to
Yukon Cornelius.
Abominable. You know, it sounds wrong when
I
I
can't get the whole IKEA salesman out of my head.
Thanks.
Really?
He looks like he's pieced that beard together with 3,000 pieces.
Jeez. Abominable.
That's not what he said.
Man,
Nailed
that
it, dude.
sounds wrong, but that's how it is. It's
Well, how do you think
The
it's
way you
said?
said it sounds wrong.
The way you said it.
Abominable snowman. That's how you say it.
That's not how you said it.
That's how I said it, dude.
Playback.
Go
I
ahead.
heard it that way.
abominable? All right, give me
The
30
only thing I've been more confident in than me saying abominable is the Cats in 5. Like, that's it.
All right. Like, I'm not, like, I never said
Also,
you were wrong.
Let me ask you something, dude. Could you get further away from the microphone? You look like you're about to fall back into Fonz's couch.
But the closer I get,
It's
the
like a
more
nappy nap.
comments.
Yeah, I
You're gonna get
understand.
comments
But
regardless.
you chose to stay blue. And so
Because I didn't want, because I wanted my beard. I wanted my goatee.
that's
I
fine.
didn't want to
But
lose
you're
it.
guess what? Turn the comments off then. You're not you don't get to you don't get to be far away. We
It'll
still
be
have a show
gone
to
in a
do.
couple of days. I've been washing.
That's still 4 more shows you have to do. You don't get to do it in the background.
All right.
And I'm not gonna tell you the trick.
Peroxide.
Nope.
Oh, please don't do peroxide. He'll end up with a lightning bolt in there.
No,
Then it'll go full Chargers.
It'll basically be white. Oh, so old Bangs McGee over there don't want to give me the trick.
Wow.
To get rid of it because she wants to keep mocking and having little jokey jokes. I see.
Oh, Bangs McGee over there.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
that.
I mean, like, have you guys ever felt a segment where he's lashed out more?
Nope. But let's review the evidence.
Definitely.
Wait,
lashed out more
let's review the tape.
previously.
In your position where I look like the abominable snowman.
No, there's no.
Nailed it, dude.
There's no.
Said it.
Well, how do you think it's said?
It's abominable.
We just said the same thing.
No, we
In
didn't.
your
You
position
said
where I look like the
abominable.
abominable snowman. In your position where I look like the abominable snowman.
Abominable. He said abominable.
That's in your
not
position
that
where I
far
look
off.
like the abominable snowman. This is what's
Abominable.
I guess.
You said abominable.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if that makes you feel better than having a frosty on your beard, then I guess we're even. Take a break. Final segment coming up.
Tonight's the night.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy. Marlins are down 3-0 to the Rockies. They're three innings away from getting swept by the Rockies. Oh my God.
Rockies.
That is unholy.
I thought it would be pretty hard for them to have a low point at this point in the season with the way they started. Boy, was I wrong.
Then, hey, knock, knock. Who's there? June Swoon.
Ooh.
Jesus. All right. Well, Marlins down 3-0, bottom of the sixth. See if they can rally from this one. Don't feel too great about it, but that's where they're at.
I mean, I like you. You say I don't feel too good about it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, don't feel too good about it.
Kidding.
Here comes the pitch. Everything that we need resides on this strike. All right.
Who's up?
This is Nico Mikola. He is taking time away from
He better not be. I need him to maul people tonight.
Don't know this guy's name. Weird number 2. Why do we give our guys weird numbers, huh? Like number 68 right now is batting. Like, what are we even doing?
With the Panthers, do we have a better chance of naming who hasn't scored?
Yeah. Who hasn't scored actually in this playoff run?
Mackie?
Yeah, Mackie, I don't think has scored, but he's barely played.
Hey, you know
barely
what?
played.
That's sharp, Fig. That's sharp. I can't think of anyone else. I wouldn't have thought of Mackie.
Let's see.
You know what though? They're so supportive that like it was great to hear that they don't even care. You know, it didn't even matter that.
I mean,
Thomas Nosek hasn't scored, Nico Sturm hasn't scored, and Mackie Samoskevich. Those are your
Can
three
I just say this?
Mackey's gonna score.
You seem like a pretty selfish player that your team is in the Stanley Cup Finals and all you care about is whether you scored or not. That's bad. That's a bad look.
Yeah.
Right? So
it's about, like, we talked about it with Evan Rodriguez a little bit. The thing that's just weird about Rodriguez is he will score goals. That's why, like,
right,
when other guys weren't scoring, it was like, oh, Nosek, I can understand not scoring. Sturm, okay, like they don't play very much, and
he's
they're
always
going to be
in
on the
the
bottom
mix.
line. Evan,
He's always in the hunt, the mix. He's always there.
yeah, Evan Rodriguez not scoring was strange, and he also I think, what did he have, 10 assists? Like he was in on a ton of plays. So
I still get goosies about that pass.
Yeah,
from was it Barkey to Verhage?
oh my God, it's so good.
I mean, right across. Oh my goodness.
A creme brulee of hockey.
Yep.
I was waiting for a bad food take saying you don't like creme brulee.
I don't
know why.
I don't think I've ever had creme brulee, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's good. I don't know what it means.
It has the same. Well, basically, what it is it's like custard.
Yeah.
And then they burn the top.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And so you have that little crunch, and then underneath it's like pudding.
Firebirds, I think is the name of the place. They got a creme brulee cheesecake.
Now, I've had creme brulee cheesecake.
Yeah.
That's delicious because of the texture. I like cheesecake. Love cheese. Love. Woo!
Okay.
Love.
That's the most energy I've seen all day.
This is the happiest you're allowed to be all day.
Hey, you know they got. You know how they got me in South Florida?
Cheesecake.
I'm not a fan of key lime pie. Too soft.
This is
right.
the contrast of your emotions today.
Key lime cheesecake. Game changer. I'm
The
telling you.
contrast of your emotions today, though, of my confidence in Cats in 5 and you being like, it's hockey, and then just cheesecake is like, they were at two, like one team is playing for the championship and the other is a dessert you currently don't have right now.
What about
And, yeah,
sausage?
like the happiness.
Sausage,
Oh God.
patties or links?
Here we go.
Patties.
I'm patty. I'm a patty guy.
I was just trying to make you smile because every time you hear sausage, you get very
Yeah.
happy.
Does he like sausage? Our boy likes sausage. He's got a blue beard, guys. Cut him some slack. You know, he's got to deal with you knuckleheads all day. Just
You're the number one knucklehead. What are you talking about?
what?
I mean, I would argue the person who has a colored beard is the number one knucklehead. That's just me personally. I mean, he's sitting here, and it's like he looks like a mascot.
For IKEA.
Finally,
You gotta
something
throw
on,
that in there, right?
finally something on the show is bluer than Frog Boy's ankle.
Hey, I am healthy now. I want you guys to know.
I didn't see you move yesterday.
What about Jennifer accessorizing yesterday? Blue Scooby, blue tank top, blue mug.
That's someone say that was solidarity.
Right.
Yes.
The Blues Brothers.
I did that just to support you. Spirit Leroy.
Yeah.
Marcos, didn't you wear that shirt yesterday?
Oh, I didn't.
No, you guys were all matching yesterday. Ironically enough.
I'm liable to wear the same shirt twice in a row. It is not above me to do so.
I've been known to go from, so not on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Mel washes clothes on the weekend. And so last in, first out. I'll give you a Thursday and a Monday rewind because she puts it on the top.
Yeah, that totally.
You also have a propensity to grab shirts that you got free from 7 years ago. Like you're still rocking that Kovalev, Andre Ward dry fit from 2017.
I don't blame you, Leroy. I don't blame you.
Wait a minute. What's wrong with that?
It's a long time to hold on to a free shirt, man.
You know what, Leroy? We're just upset because I can't fit into anything I wore in 2017, if I'm being honest. So, you know what? You do you, buddy. You do you.
I can't. I mean, all right. This is not.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, God.
About to be a good revelation.
Brace yourself.
I can't imagine a small Marcos.
Jeez.
I mean, think about it.
Not even in Pee-wee football.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you've been a big in your whole life. It ain't just a revelation. I can't wear what I wore in 2017.
You know, I was the shortest one in my friend group up until high school. Short, small, petite. My wife was worried.
Was it a tough tadpole stage for you?
What?
So
She's not walking around like Candace Parker. How could she be worried?
No, but you know, every woman has their preferences in their partner, and it seems like a majority of them want the whole 6 foot thing. So it wasn't looking good for you, boy. It was not looking good.
What are we doing?
Oh,
Like, how about this?
Is she?
I was
right?
I was 5'10". I was 5'10" in the 10th grade. And I literally grew 2 inches the rest of my life. So, like, it happens. And my dad's 6'1". He's got 2 sisters taller than him.
Oh. Wow. Hoopers?
Anybody else go with the blue beard in the Horde family?
Okay.
In solidarity.
Jeez.
Woo. Listen, so, my cousin and my sister-in-law, because Rebecca and Mel say, oh, it's great. Everybody's going to love it. My cousin goes,
right.
What have you done?
It's an appropriate reaction.
And then my sister-in-law just starts laughing. And so I'm looking at hey, no, this is not. And I totally forgot when I went to
the grocery store.
No, I went to PT this morning. And the girl was like,
Is something different?
And I'm like, my wife did it. She goes, oh, thank God. She goes, I didn't want to say nothing. I thought it might have been, some.
The thing that's adorable about you is you fell for a prank from your wife, and then your wife tries
a prank.
Okay.
She didn't know. She said she didn't think it was going to be blue.
Okay. And I love that for you, that you believe that. But then her next is, it'll be all right. Everyone's going to be fine with it. And you've got nothing but stares and jokes. You want to know why? Because somebody who pulls a prank wants you to continue to indulge the prank.
That's what I told her.
He's good.
That's what I told her.
And she's already convinced you to keep this going.
And how about this?
I showed my dad, by the way.
So Rebecca, she was asleep at the time. So I showed her, she was like groggy. So then when I came home yesterday from work and I came in because she's done with school, she goes, what is that? Come here. I'm like your mom.
Your mom turned my beard into Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right. Mima hasn't even noticed because she's like, she hasn't noticed.
You look
She's
like
gonna notice tonight when she sits down with you when the Cats are up 3-0 and being like, scored the goals. All right.
So
Is
you're
your
telling
beard
me
blue?
if now question,
Yeah.
if the Panthers win,
Mhm.
I just have to keep the goatee. I don't
Yes.
have to keep the blue goatee.
No, dude.
Stop
If-
trying to find a loophole.
No, dude. If the Panthers are sitting here game 4 next week and they're up 3-0 and that beard's not blue, you're not a team player. So I'm telling you, if you're going to do it before puck drop tonight because these Cats are definitely going to jump these oil.
Should I tell him the secret?
Huh? What is
No.
this? I'm interested.
Okay.
Damn it.
No, I want them to choose without secrets.
I thought it was peroxide.
Yeah, try that.
It may lighten it if you use peroxide, by the way. Turn it into
I
a
have
teal.
a nicer color blue.
Ooh, look at that.
And now all of a sudden you got props. You ain't never had no damn props before. Now you got Scooby, everybody's props.
Hey, props to you. That's our show for today, everybody. We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow.
Sausage. I love sausage. Sing it, sausage fingers.
Saying it was a huge success, and for that,
Ooh. It is on a. Oh my God.
Whoa.
FTX Arena.
Midday